are live, right? Maybe? Maybe not. I think we're live. I think so. I'm going to choose to interpret that little green light that I see over there as meaning that we are live. Green is good, right? That's what we're taught as children. Green means go. Do y'all ever play red light, green light? I love me some red light, green light. There are hardly any other games that I would rather play with my little offspring. With the little ones that I have been gifted. Other than playing green light, red light. I mean, there's something very, very exciting, but also calming about green light, red light, right? There's these different intervals where you can go really, really fast. There's these other moments where you just have to stop, otherwise you're out. So there's these all or nothingness to red light, green light that really appeals to me. And that all or nothingness is exactly what brings us to hardcore solo self-found Delirium League. The all or nothingness of your character is either alive or it's dead and you need to make a new one. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It is good to have you joining us today for today's meme stream. This is our passive tree of what we've got so far. I'm not totally satisfied with this. There's maybe one or two things that I might do different now looking back on it. But this is where the character is. We are a level 31 duelist, which means we're actually under-leveled for the zones that we are in. What is this? Level 33? Yeah, we killed Dominus with actually pretty much no problem at all yesterday. That was pretty much an easy to do to take out Dominus. Let's turn some of these sounds on and see how terrible that kills our performance. Hey, what's up, Skepsis? Welcome, welcome. So basically, what we want to do with this character is we want to take this character and turn this into a gladiator where we max out on a whole bunch of block. Dual wielding and block is what we're thinking. So we're going to come down here and grab Blade Barrier. Maybe we'll come up here and grab Swagger. No, I think we're definitely going to grab Swagger. Basically, if it's block but it doesn't require a shield, we want it. Aspect of the Panther. That gives us more attack speed. And increased damage. And chance to block attack damage. And then what we're going to do is we're going to ascend as a gladiator. So all of this stacked up blocking of attack damage is actually going to count both for attack and for spell damage. That's just flat block while dual wielding or holding a shield. But that's kind of tough to get to. Look at how awkward that is to get to. That doesn't even connect. What's the deal? What is the meaning of this? Like, I would have to come up through like the Scion starting wheel. What? I've never even noticed these little 3 offshoots before. 5,000 hours in game, and I've never noticed these little offshoots before. Off of the Scion life wheel, or the Scion starting wheel. What is this? So accuracy is over here, area damage is over here, and then block. Okay. Man, and there's such minuscule numbers. Like, look at that. That's just 8% across the board. 10%, 8%, 8%. It gets worse as you go down it. Like, oh, it's area of effect. Okay, that's why. So these are 2 different effects. This is the same effect, and it just stays the same. And this is the same effect, but it gets better. Oh, you lose out on the block recovery. Oh, boy. Wow. All right, so that's the plan. For damage, I have it next to my slightly bearded face. I'm not sure yet on our DPS. I'm really not sure. Right now we're using her Hrimsorrow. How do you guys pronounce that? Hrimsorrow? Is the H silent? Is it Hrimsorrow or Harim? Or is it like a really hard H? Hrimsorrow. Like Mordor. With like the rolling R's. Hrimsorrow. I don't know. Anyway, so there's Hrimsorrow. We've got 50% of our physical damage converted to cold. And then what we're doing is we're using Ice Crash, which that's another 50% converted to cold. So our Ice Crash right now deals some lightning and deals some cold because I'm also using physical to lightning, which is kind of weird, I know. And so I'll probably swap that off. Maybe we'll go back to Onslaught. My DPS goes down when I go over to Onslaught. So I might not go back to that. Let's go level up in the Dried Lake a little bit. This is the first time that I'm touching this character since the last time that we streamed. Get a big stretch to start the stream. Everybody get up and get a big stretch in your chair. Oh. Man, the sun is going to be... The sun is not going to be my friend today, I don't think. I think it's going to keep coming in and out. I'm just going to become incredibly illuminated at points throughout the stream today. Maybe I can fix that. Maybe. Maybe I kill the lighting a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that does something. Hey, at least my character didn't die, right? Am I still in hardcore solo self-found? Off of that failed to connect, or am I in standard now? No, I'm still here. Okay. So this is what Ice Crash has been doing, and this is part of the reason why I'm going so fast. Usually I'm the guy that's like, hey, I need to be a level or two underneath the zone. At most. And like here I'm like, what? 2 or 3 levels underneath? Like, oftentimes as we get later on in the game, I'll actually over-level in a zone. For hardcore, because I'm just terrified of losing my character. Because I play like an absolute scaredy cat. But right now the DPS on this thing is so good. Thanks to Rock Breaker. Oh, I didn't show that off. This is our Gore Breaker, not Rock Breaker. Gore Breaker is our primary damage source right now. Although this secondary axe that we've got, this Warhammer mace, yeah, it's not an axe, it's a mace. It's also pretty good. It's also pretty good. So, we're using a combination of a unique that we found off of our summoner, which was the Gore Breaker, and then, of course, we found that Tabula Rasa. That was big bonkers money. Hopefully you all watched the clip over the weekend of my my summoner ripping. Moments after finding a Tabula Rasa. It was just meant to be. That character was meant to die. This character was meant to be played. We've got lots of discussion topics for us today. Namely, Bex actually had a pretty interesting spoiler. Here, let's put down this protector. There we go. I could actually go get a Ancestral Warchief. Bex posted on Twitter a pretty interesting, pretty compelling spoiler, which included a meme of the genie from Aladdin. Don't worry, it was the old animated Aladdin, not the new terrible live-action one. And it was pretty interesting. It also included Wings of Entropy as a spoiler included in the GIF that she posted. So we've got 3.11 speculation to speculate about today. That's something that I would imagine would be a pretty open topic for various speculations to be made. Some people really don't like the end of a league. I think it's actually really fun during the end of the league to make speculations about what we could have happen during the next league. Oh, am I dead? Nope. It's really fun to freeze this guy when it works. There we go. Is he gonna slam? No slam yet. No slam, he's raising soldiers. No slam yet. Where's your slam? Is he just not gonna slam me again? I mean, I'm okay with that. Oh, there's the slam. Alright, we got a jewel. Seemed to me I just did you a favor. We're gonna need to upgrade our weapons here. That's I remember from over the weekend. From last week. Hey, what's up, Red? Welcome. Wimmer, welcome. I remember that weapon upgrades is actually something that we're gonna eventually want here. So maybe I should be picking up rare weapons, but probably leaving rare chess pieces aside because we're using a tabula. Which that does actually make it a little bit awkward, right? Because am I going to use the tabula all the way through? I don't know. There's a skein, those are swords. Oh, I could use Blade Storm. That'd be interesting. I'd have to swap over to swords then, though. I'd have to go true sword mode. I don't know. I think I like the maces for right now. I haven't, like... I'm nowhere close to getting any of the, what do you call it? The specialized, like, mace wheel. Or, like, the specialized sword wheel. So, I really don't have to specialize in anything for quite a while. So I can be flexible with my weapon choices. I do know I want to be dual wielding, though. That's something that I do know. My chance to block attack damage is 20%. So maybe what I'll do is... maybe I'll get to like level 38 or so. I'll go do Comb and Duresso, and then I'll go do my Labyrinth. Red says, I miss the old Wings of Entropy with high block. Woe plus Bringer of Rain was my favorite Lab Glad. Yeah. Back in the day. A long time ago? Yeah, that must have been. That was, what, during the 2.0 life cycle? Maybe even before that? We got Black Gleam. Oh, that's interesting for a fire damage, fire conversion bow build. Crit Strike multi with one-handed and chance to ignite. That's a weird jewel. What's up with all these enduring flasks? My last character couldn't get a single enduring flask. And now, like, I'm just rolling in the enduring flasks. I mean, okay. I'm happy with it, I guess. What am I wearing right now? A little bit to life and a little bit to all resistance. Basically, both of those are terrible. This is also terrible. That's life gain for each hit. I think my belt's actually pretty good, too, because we dropped a belt to the Deceiver. That's really good. Yeah, I think all this is garbage. That's got life, lightning, and move speed. Let's do that. That's an upgrade. Upgrade achieved. Alright, let's sell... let's keep this. Sell, sell, sell. Alright. Let's come on over here. Let's throw this into what? Throw this into our dump tab? Sure. Dump tab. All that goes into the dump tab. At least for right now. Early 2.0? That's when that was? Right on. That was right as I was coming into the game. Right as I was getting started. Alright, I still feel like I should level a little bit before I just charge forward. I feel like my helmet is okay, but it's got no life on it. These rings are atrocious. Yeah, those rings are atrocious. I should craft some, where is it? I could try to craft an amulet. We should definitely try to craft some rings. Oh, those have got some good resistances on them. Where are we at for resistances? Fire, we're lowest. We're going to need that for comb. So let's get like some fire and cold. Let's try that. Got any 2 stones, fire and cold? There we go. Let's grab this. Alright. Let's go. There we go. Do we want to essence craft this? Do I have any essences for life? I don't think so. I could do it. I could do like triple resists. That's actually kind of compelling. Increased lightning damage. I could do cold damage. Adds cold damage to attacks, but that's level 60 or below. Level 45 or below. There's ES. I thought I have some cold resistance. Yeah, I do. And that's increased cold damage. Alright, let's use that. Let's try that. Let's see what we hit. Adds 4 to 8 fire damage to attacks. Adds 14% increased cold damage. 1 to 5 lightning damage to attacks. 14 to maximum life. 22% to cold resistance. I mean, it's definitely an upgrade from either of these piles of junk. Okay, so now I'm capped cold, so now I need fire and lightning. Oh, and that's got fire on it too. That's funny. Hey, what's up, Oliver? Oliver says, just got little man off to sleep. Time to tune into the stream. There you go. You know, Oliver, if you ever have trouble getting little man to sleep, just go back and have him watch some of our old synthesis videos. Actually, never mind. It'll be too exciting. You're right. It'll keep him up. Depending on what your views of synthesis are. Genghis, welcome, welcome. We just finished discussing the plans for the build. The shorthand plans for the build are to go Gladiator, and our defensive layers are going to be block. That's what we're looking for, is as much block chance while we dual wield as possible. And then for our offensive purposes, we're not really sure yet. We're using Ice Crash right now in combination with Hrimsorrow, so we're converting 100% of our physical over to cold. Which, right now, we're also converting some of it into lightning. So, we're doing okay. For damage-wise, we're doing okay. That's part of the problem. That's a little bit of what I'm worried about right now, is that my damage is actually so good, when I actually take a hit, I'm just going to die. That's what I'm worried about at the moment. I'm using a tabula rasa that I found off of my last character, so I don't have chest piece levels of armor. So, that's something of a concern. Man, what is up with the servers today? That's the third server disconnect. Kong says, people are screaming at GGG demanding synthesis back while they said synthesis wasn't worth going core. I mean, Kong, to be fair, whenever you see people screaming on the internet, they're probably not the same people who are screaming the other thing. Right? You can go back through and look at my Reddit history. You can go back and look through our YouTube video history. Like, I was one of the few people who wanted synthesis to go core. So, some people for sure may have flip-flopped, but other people, and I'm constantly reminded of this, there's a lot of people who weren't playing Path of Exile, who are playing Path of Exile now, who weren't playing during synthesis. Or maybe they quit during synthesis, and so they didn't give it a fair shake. And that's coming from players who we've chatted with here on the stream, who have said, hey, I just didn't give synthesis a fair shake. Alright, so we want fire and lightning resist. Maybe just straight up fire. There were some ruby rings in Act 4, I think, so let's do that. That'll be 27. 27 is more than 11, right? Am I doing that math right? Or did the holiday throw off my ability to do math once again? There's 27. Alright, so how do we want to craft this little guy? We don't want regenerate. Increased cold damage could be good, but that's level 60. I don't want max ES. Yeah, let's just regular craft this guy. Let's not use alterations. Let's actually use alchemy orbs. It's 8 all. It's a dang shame there's no life on that. That's some life and intelligence and dex. So I could craft a prefix on there. Alright, let's go to our hideout. Red says, I'll say it, the biggest problem with that is Reddit, not synthesis. Yeah, there you go. I'll let you guys be the hitmen against Reddit today. I'll lay down my axe that's grinding against Reddit today, just for the moment. Wow, look at that. That's a lot of If I add that on there, what's going to be the required level? That's a lot. Isn't that? I feel like that's a lot of damage. Maybe it's not that much. Okay, it's not that much. Would increased cold damage actually have been better? I don't think I can roll that, right? No, I can't. Not on a ring. Okay, so this was fine. Oh, although percent increased elemental damage. That probably would have been better. Yeah, that probably would have been better. Alright, throw this into our leveling tab. Was there anything good over here after I've crafted all these rings? It's got 50 life on it, but it has no resistances. It's got life and resistances. Oh my goodness, that ring is it. I love that I spend my currency on crafting this crappy stuff. My fire is still really low. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Iron, you could just use a shield. Yeah, I used a shield last time. My damage was atrocious. Okay, so now I'm not capped for cold, but I'm capped for lightning. My fire resistance is still a little low. Ah. That's just a lot. That's a lot of life right there. What's my life go to? 1380. All right, we'll try that. We'll try that. We'll keep this ring for later. That seems like a really good ring with the cold. The life roll is a little low. Hey, welcome Fernando. Welcome Skylar. Skylar says started playing during Delirium and I feel sad about missing out on synthesis. Yeah. I mean, the best thing, here's a moment of shameless promotion. The best thing in lieu of not being able to actually play Synthesis that you can do is go back and relive me playing some of Synthesis with some of our videos. Kong says, the feel of Synthesis was among one of the best, followed by Legion, Incursion, and Abyss. Yeah, I would agree with that. Alright, let's go farm Dried Lake some more. Let's see what this is like with 1300 HP. Jeff says, what happens when you have more than 100% physical damage conversion? Does 150 damage conversion mean that you have 50% more damage? Not to my knowledge, no. It caps. It caps. Because it's a percentage of an existing number. So it caps. Which there's a couple of really, really good damage conversion videos out there. We've done one that was okay. Engineering Eternity's got one. Grimrow's got one. And then to my knowledge we've got the other one. Those are like the trinity of damage conversion discussion videos, as it were. The Triforce. But see, look at the damage is actually pretty good. Like, granted, it's not one-shotting stuff, but that's because I need to upgrade my weapons now. We are using Herald of Ice and Hatred right now for our damage, and I feel like the damage is really good. This is actually what makes me nervous when I play hardcore, when my damage is good. Are any of you the same way? Where, like, if your damage is too good in hardcore, you're like, oh, yeah, this is great. And then all of a sudden, you're actually going to take a hit from something you didn't one-shot. And then down goes your character. Because you just weren't used to actually having to take hits, because you've been killing everything. That's a bit concerning to me. Like, what's this guy going to do when he comes into Malachai's fight? With only 1400 HP? I don't know. That doesn't seem like a lot. I think 1500 is what you want to aim for the first lab. I think it's 1500 and then 500 after that for every lab. It's like 1500, 2000, 2500, 3000 is basically what you want to aim for. And then I usually go another 500 to 1000 over that is what I aim for, because I make so many mistakes. There's a Vol side area. Let's go do that. Maybe we'll get something good. I really should set up either my Ancestral Protector or a War Chief on a 4-link and add Culling Strike on there. Oliver says Talisman League was the best? I don't know, man. That might be too hipster for me. Talisman is throwing it way back. Yasser says, I filtered all tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 maps, and I just showed tier 1. Do you think I've just made a mistake? No. Whatever it is that you want to actually play as, like if you want to be picking up less stuff or looking at less stuff, then that's what you should be doing. Right now, because I'm in Hardcore Soul Self-Found, I want to see almost everything that drops. Hey, that's rude. I want to see pretty much everything that drops. Just so that way I have an option to pick it up. I could tailor it. I could tailor my loot filter, but I would rather just see stuff. Because at different points in time, like, I'm going to find an upgrade for a ring, and then a couple levels later, I'm going to be looking for another upgrade for a ring, right? So that's at least for me why I keep a relatively liberal filter that shows a lot. Because I really do want to see, at least in SSF, what drops. In Trade League, it's completely different. In Trade League, it's like, don't show me anything. Let's see if this guy kills me. Not dead yet. He didn't even shock me there. What do we got? Some not good gloves. Oh, Vol Cold Snap. Vol Spectral Throw. There you go. Maybe we'll make this into a Spectral Throw guy. That's a meme, guys. Don't worry. We're not doing it. I do not have the gear or the budget to craft the gear in SSF right now in order to make Spectral Throw good. Maybe cold conversion Spectral Throw would actually be good. Now you guys got me thinking. Go Spectral Throw Gladiator. Go back to the days of pre-ascendancy. I'm a duelist with Spectral Throw. I farm the docks endlessly. My build can kill Dominus in less than a minute. Oliver says, when did you start playing, Iron? I don't think I've ever asked. I started playing... My account was created in 2013. I really didn't play much back then, though. In 13 or... It was either 2013 or 2012. You guys can actually look at it. My account info is all down below in the video description. Let's see what Path of Exile tells me. Path of Exile tells me... Joined November 26th of 2013. There you go. November 26th of 2013 was when I started playing. I killed, like, Hillock once and thought the game was atrocious and didn't come back seriously until I think Prophecy or Ascendancy, somewhere around there. And then Essence League was really big for me. Essence League was fun. Now that's an instant flask, so that's nice. It lasts for 7 seconds. So that's immunity to bleed while you recover that terrible amount of HP. I don't have many alterations, actually. It's kind of a bummer. It's a lot more life. I've got 2 alterations. Let's use them. Block and stun recovery? Really? That's what you're going to do to me? Take care. Immunity to bleeding. Immunity to freeze. That's perfect. That's a good combo. Now the only thing that I need is immunity to ignite, which is what killed my last character. Oh boy. You know, I could go oh, what's the one that makes you jump around? The fire skill that makes you jump. It's like AoE Flicker Strike, but not quite. It teleports to your cursor and then you slam the ground. When that came out, that was a really, really fun skill. Forget the name of it. One of you guys is going to have to remember it for me. Kong says, I tried Spectral Throw. Throwing with White Wind Dagger feels better than with rare weapons. That says something. Not sure what it says, but it says something. Alright, we're level 34. Let's go into the mines. Consecrated Path. That's right, Conk Path. Thank you, Kong. Your memory is better than mine today. Consecrated Path is an excellent skill. And it makes you travel as well. So it's kind of like this Ice Crash thing in terms of like what the AoE around it feels like. But I think Conk Path converts some of your I think it converts 50% of your damage to fire. I think it's like a mini avatar of fire. Which I don't think I would want. Not with a bunch of cold conversion. Although maybe I could do both, right? I am the elemental conversion build. Hrimsorrow is kind of giving me some options. Alright, is this guy gonna one-shot me? Nope. I like freezing stuff because as a defensive mechanic, it makes it so that way stuff doesn't touch you. So even if I don't kill stuff, at least Herald of Ice is proccing a lot of the time to actually freeze, chill and freeze stuff around me, which is quite nice. It's quite nifty. There we go. Mine's level 2. Consecrated Path is from Act 3. I used it to level with one with nothing. Oh, nice. I bet that was really smooth. Probably really fast, really smooth. Just like me. Really fast, really smooth. Y'all haven't seen me on the Discord floor. You don't think I'm fast and smooth. Alright, let's drop some Ancestral Protector. Whoa, hey now. Hammerstorm, no need to actually hurt me, buddy. I don't think I'm going to want to wear the Peregrine forever. It's good lightning res. Is that like all my lightning res? It's a chunk of it. But it also gives me move speed, which is nice. This character, I swear this character is moving at lightning speed compared to the last character. This is you know, Warp 9 maximum warp, Mr. LaForge. That's what this is right now. Now, the advantage of using Conk Path is every time I slam, I would actually be jumping to my target. So that would increase my speed even further. I just don't know if the damage would be any better. And defensively, it would certainly be worse, right? It wouldn't actually protect me. Because I wouldn't be freezing anything with Conk Path anymore. And then I might have to lose Hrimsorrow as well? I don't know. I should give it a shot. I should just test it. Stefan says go cold to fire support. I could. I could just be the big, massive conversion boy. Can elements that are converted be converted again? Yes. Yes, Skylar. It's one of the reasons why elemental damage conversion is one of the ways to play elemental conversion. It's one of the only ways that just dealing straight elemental damage matters in Path of Exile right now. Most other ways it really doesn't make much sense or matter. What's my Physmid at? Oh my goodness, it's atrocious. 17%. If I actually get hit by anything, I'm just gonna die. That's this character. I'm gonna lose my Tabula. Ugh. What should I do if this character dies? That's a good discussion topic, because it's gonna happen. When this character dies, what should we do next? Should we keep playing Hardcore Solo Self-Found? Do you guys want to see what the Curse guy does? What my Curse Occultist is like? Stacking all the Curse effectiveness it can? It's not a good build. Doesn't kill anything, but it's fun to watch. Oh, here's the Exploding Man. Is he going to explode? Oh, goodness. Inhabited by a tormented spirit. Let's go kill the Exploding Man. Or the Burning Man, I'm sorry. Alright, get away. Get away. It's gonna explode. Why isn't he called the Exploding Man? Why is he called the Burning Man? He doesn't burn, he just explodes. I guess while he's alive, he's burning. Okay, so upgrades. I need to get a War Chief, set it up on a 4-link. Potentially try Consecrated Path. Ridget says SRS Guardian is my new character. Oh. Interesting. So you're going for like max block Guardian with SRS? That sounds interesting. Gregory says, so I played Flicker Strike this league and delving sucked. Yep. Since I kept jumping into the blackness. Would I have the same problem with Consecrated Path? No, because Consecrated Path just jumps to your target location. So if you turn off like if you turn off always attack without moving, or if you turn that on rather, then it'll just jump to your target location. You shouldn't jump off into the unknown. All right, block and attack speed, and then we'll grab Swagger here. That'll be good. That'll give us frenzy and endurance charge on block. You know, one of the things that I don't like about Path of Exile, and maybe you guys could tell me if there's an action RPG out there that does this well. Is there an action RPG? Where's Chaos Golem? Oh, I don't have enough int. I guess I'm just going to go with Stone Golem for now. Is there an action RPG out there, you guys, that does defensive mechanics? Like, does it do visualized defensive mechanics very well? What do you guys think? There's some decent swords there. That's probably the same style of mace, right? 140, 1.45. 140. Yeah, 1.3. Yeah, those are no good. One of the things that I'm starting to learn that I don't like about Path of Exile is that defensive mechanics don't really let you know when they're working. Right? They let you know by you being alive. That's how you know a defensive mechanic is working. You're alive. But you can't really visually see. Like when you use a Herald build and your Herald procs, you can see it visually on the screen. When you use minion builds, you can see when your minions are running around and visually attacking something. When you curse something, there's a big AoE around your manual curse, or just like a visual effect above enemies if you're using Blasphemy. There's all of these offensive visuals that are there. But if you dodge an attack, like, there's nothing. If you block an attack, there's nothing, right? So visually, there's not much like stimulation that shows you. Can I get Consecrated Path? I don't think so. Who gets it? Let's charge dash. Do I need to do the library? Maybe I need to do the library. Yeah, I probably need to do the library. Jeff says, what is the best way to constantly get weapons upgrades for melee characters in SSF as you level? To hang out with vendors. Check your vendors, check and see if they've got anything that's like, that's a magic weapon specifically that's got increased physical damage on it, or like increased attack speed. And then you'll buy that. You'll see I'm going to like these different vendors and checking. And then seeing if they've got anything that's decent. Also, like, I got lucky with this Gore Club, and I used it relatively early on. Unique weapons in Path of Exile that you might think are trash in Trade League and like won't even sell for an alc, they're okay to be used to level. Like Joffrey's Baptism as a two-handed hammer, you can go through not the entire game with that, but if you're using a two-handed build, you can get pretty far using that. And that's relatively early, like mid to low 20s or 30s is when you can equip Joffrey's Baptism. That's one of them. If you're just looking for like defensive stats, if you need resistances, then I always say the name of the sword wrong, but the Omnirax or Omnivorax, that's a really, really good defensive sword. It just gives you like 40 to 50 all resists. Now, as a weapon, it's not very good, but if you're dual wielding, then you put that in your offhand, and then your main hand is what you actually rely on for damage. So you craft yourself a rare weapon or a rare sword or something like that, and you're good to go. So there's lots of different uniques inside Path of Exile, and lots of different vendor items that you can use. Like this hammer, one-handed mace, we just crafted, right? Like we just very easily, very simply crafted that. So now it's not like an end game hammer. It's not out of this world. It's not mirror tier. But as you're leveling, to answer your question about how you upgrade as you level, that's how you do it. Is you look for little tiny upgrades, whether that's in the attack speed, whether that's in the crit chance, or if that's in the base damage, the base physical damage. Particularly if it's a magic item and it's already got increased physical on it, that's a really, really good indicator that it's going to be an upgrade for you. Now, for me, a lot of my damage isn't actually inside my weapon right now. A lot of my damage, I got really, really lucky because I have a Hrim Sorrow, so that's 5 to 14 cold damage to spells and attacks. Like, that's nothing to slouch at. And then I've got a little bit of attack. Where is it? Yeah, this increased physical damage off of this is pretty good. I could use quality on these if I really wanted to. Shane says block works with the counter skills going off. Yeah, I guess I could start using some counter skills. I guess that's something I could do. Just to have a visual indicator of when I block. Okay. Ooh, pulverize. Oh, should I go fortify? I didn't even think of going fortify in here. Fortify instead of fizz to lightning. Let's see what that does to my damage. I'm 2,700 damage right now. 32. Because it's more melee damage, and so that melee damage is again getting converted just to cold. Oliver says the Terminus Est is really slept on. Yeah. Where is it? Consecrated Path. Okay, I need an Orb of Chance. And then we'll see. We'll see what this thing is like. Gregory says, I see your point about defensive effects, but just imagine adding more effects than there already are. There are tons of explosions and colors and things, and people already complain about performance. True. True. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Red says there's a big problem with that indeed. The only good visual defensive layer is Flesh and Stone, but the area is so small. Yeah, the area is incredibly small. Alright, where did Path go? Consecrated Path. Alright, let's try this. Let's see here. My damage is going to be atrocious, right? Because I've got all of the wrong... I got all the wrong stuff on for a Consecrated Path setup. Trying to think what else would I want. I would probably want to go Herald of Ash, right? Oh, Herald of Purity as well for physical. Yeah. So what is that? I need 2 Orbs of Alterations. Of which I don't have. Haha, but I do. Alright, so let's put Ice Crash in here somewhere. Let's come try this out. We'll try out some Consecrated Path. We'll see how terrible it is. And then we'll go from there. Herald of Purity I should be using either way. Realistically. Because it adds physical damage. So... I don't think I want to add Hatred right now. I think if anything I'd want to add Anger. Whoops. I could also just go a defensive layer. Go triple Herald. I'm a triple Herald Gladiator. I could do that. Okay. Let's go see how bad this is. Let's go see. Alright, let's turn on attacks without moving. Oh, I also wanted to set up my 4-link Ancestral Warchief, right? Let's go take a look at Consecrated Path first. And then I also wanted to get up... I do want to get up some counterattack stuff, actually. Get up like a counterattack... Fortify setup somehow. But that won't be for a while. Now look at how fast that is, right? Just in terms of the speed. In terms of the clear speed, it doesn't get much better than that, right? You just point your mouse to where you want to hop to, and away you go. It's like Leap Slam, but if Leap Slam did damage. Right? As a clear effect, I'm not sure there's many other better skills. Like, it's more control than Flicker Strike. But as a boss-killing skill, I don't know. Am I stunning him? Am I stunning Vol? I don't think I am. What if I die right here? Let's test this and lose my tabula. Yeah. So you lose out on the freeze. You clearly lose out on the freeze. That's a pretty significant defensive layer. Right? If stuff's not frozen, it can actually attack you. And since Consecrated Path moves you closer towards your target, like you're getting as close as you can to your target with Conc Path. So if there's any kind of on-death effects or explodey effects, Consecrated Path is like, hey, how about if I just bring you right next to those? Let me put you right next to those bodies. Yeah, see, it's not that great for killing rares. It does create consecrated ground underneath you, which is nice, right? There's a little bit of regen there. But I'm mostly worried about getting one shot. I'm less worried about regen. I guess if I'm just killing everything, though, then it doesn't matter, right? That's what you guys would tell me. Oh, there's a 5-link bow. Wow, let's pick that up. All right, let's get out of the dried lake. Let's keep moving. Jeff says it would be cool if there was a consecutive dodge evade counter that ticks up until you're hit. Yeah, almost like a rampage effect, like something that visually really lets you know. What are my resistances at? 51, 64, 75. This is where using a tabula stinks. Also, this bow is really awkward because it's corrupted. So it's a 5-link, but it's all blue and red links. That's really awkward. Yeah, that's really awkward. So if I had a helmet, let's see here. If I had a helmet that gives me a bunch of resistances, that would be great. I don't think I do. I don't have much of anything. Ugh. That's a great minions helmet. I mean, that's a lot of armor, actually. It's a lot of armor in life. It gives me all resistance. Maybe I use the skull head. That's actually kind of funny. What does this give me? 30 lightning? This would give me 11 to all. What would my life go to? We go up to 1500. I gain about 100 life off of that. Sure, why not? I lose some lightning resistance, but I gain across the board. So I just traded capped lightning for capped cold, is what I did. Alright, let's go see if we can't craft some final resistances on this. Yeah, Gregory, this is the comedy stream, man. It's like Leap Slam if Leap Slam did damage. You should know by now, man. This is where memes come to life. Okay, so now instead of fire damage, or instead of cold damage, we could just go with fizz damage. We could do increased elemental damage. Let's do fire damage. I like that I came here to fix my resistances, and I'm putting damage on stuff. That's smart, right? Alright, let's put some fire resistance on here. Now what are we looking at? Alright, we're cap fire, we're cap cold, now we need lightning. Aw, bummer. Maybe on these boots? No, the boots already have lightning, don't they? Yeah. The boots could go increased armor. Woohoo! Oh no! No, I didn't want to do that! There we go. Too high a level. It was too high a level. We did not want to do that. Oh no! Too high a level again. 54. There we go. Alright, we're up to 1600 life. Maybe it's time to replace Shrim Sorrow. I'm gonna lose some of my cold resistance if that's the case. So we go with like a 4-link glove that's got armor on it. It's got armor, life, cold, and lightning. That's not too much to ask, right? I'm just asking for everything. I still actually do more cold damage with Consecrated Path. That's funny. So maybe I need to get a Cold to Fire. Where is Cold to Fire at? Cold to Fire support. It converts 50% of cold damage converted to fire. Supported skill gains 10 to 29% of cold damage as extra fire damage. The duelist can get it from Siosa. It is an alteration. Do I have an alteration? Did I use them all? Nope, I've still got some. Oh, that doesn't have any movement speed or life. Alright, let's get all the... away with you. All of these atrocious things that are not truly upgrades. That we'll keep because it's a 4-link helmet, so I might need that when this character dies. So throw that in our leveling tab. There you go. There you go. Whoops, throw that in uniques. There we go. Throw these in flasks. I don't need more flasks than standard. Throw them in here. I think I've got like 6 tabs of flasks in standard. Whew! I also need to cast when damage taken set up. That's a good call, Skylar. And I need to get my War Chief set up. See, look at this, guys. We're all learning and playing together. Like, hey, there's things that we need to do here to fix this crappy build. All right, Cold to Fire. What does this do? We're at 1846 right now. What do we replace? Let's replace faster attacks. We actually went down. That's kind of funny. What about MAME? If I take away MAME support. We're at 1707. Without Cold to Fire, we go up. That's funny. That's funny. Cold damage is extra fire, and then 50% of cold. I wonder if that would have worked better Would Cold to Fire have worked better with Ice Crash? Is that how that works? Maybe I put all of the conversion skills on at the same time. Hey, what's up, Laucon? Happy Memorial Day to you. Hopefully you're able to spend it with the ones you love, like us, right here. All right, let's go through this in gems. Gems. Let's go through this here. Could we craft a better weapon, maybe? All right, before we get a better weapon, let's go get our war chief. There we go. Yeah. All right, there's our war chief. What do I want to link on my war chief? I want faster attacks, more melee, culling strike, and onslaught. No. I think I do have a 4-link glove, actually. Don't I? Yeah, I do. Weapons or armor. That's 5 to 14 life. Ugh. That's not much at all. I think I can craft better life onto that. Lightning damage to attacks? No, I'm just going to throw an alch at this thing. Oh! That's pretty good! I think we just found our glove upgrade. Oh my goodness. I'm knocking stuff over here off of my desk. I'm actually unsettled. Like, do you guys know how when a beautiful person walks into the room, you get unsettled by that? You're like, wow, that person's beautiful. That's how I feel about the Krakenfist. Whoa, I'm getting all nervous inside. Triple resist gloves? Like, it's actually going to be better cold resistance. I am okay with this. That's pretty good. And then we can craft light, but be careful. What's the required level on that? I forget what it is, but it's probably too high. Do I have any scourings left? I don't know. Let's just do this. There we go. All right, so 1600 life. We've doubled our armor just by putting those on, and the Skeletor helmet. All right. Now I don't have enough green links, right? Well, I don't need hatred, right? I'm just using Herald of Ice. I'm using all the heralds. Herald! Herald, are you there? Actually, hatred would be more than Herald of Ice, wouldn't it? But I think I won't have any mana then. Yeah, because it's 50%. It's 50% reserved. I shouldn't be doing all this damage. I should be doing something like Flesh and Stone. That's what I should be doing. Or do we just go, you know what? Screw defenses. This is the hardcore character that's all about damage. Let's go, yep, this is the character that's just going to kill everything or be killed the instant it touches them. Alright, so ideally this is what? Culling Strike. Oh, I could go Conk Effect, right? So that would only need to be 1 green. Well, Culling Strike or faster attacks, right? So that's what? Melee. Okay, so that's Culling Strike, Melee, Ancestral, and then what else? Brutality? That'd be funny. Okay, there we go. Faster attacks, Culling Strike. Boom. We did it. We did it, fam! Does Maim on your totem help if you're converting it all to damage on elemental? It helps not nearly as much. It does help for the physical damage that your totem is doing, but not nearly as much as what it would normally do. Alright, there's Culling Strike. Requires faster attacks. And then what else did I want? I wanted something else. Didn't I want more melee or something? Yeah, I think so. Gems. Do I have another melee support? Whoa, I do, but it's level 18. Oh, I already have an Ancestral Warchief. Why did I buy this? And that's a Vol Ancestral Warchief. What a silly me. Oh, look at that Reckoning. Perform a swift counterattack against enemies in a cone shape when you block with your shield. I don't want to block with my shield. I want to block with something else. Let's look up all the counterattacks. Is it Vengeance? Vengeance. Chance to perform a swift counterattack against enemies around you when you are hit. Weapon range increases the area of this attack. Requires a melee weapon. That's just when you're hit, though. That's not when you block. That's interesting. Riposte. Riposte performs a deadly counterattack when you block. Uses both weapons while you're dual wielding. That's what I'm thinking of. Riposte. Riposte I get in Act 1. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't have riposte memorized, guys. I'm sorry. I had to look that one up. I don't even know what it looks like. Here it is. Riposte. Okay. Let's give that a shot. I've never used it before. Can I link Riposte with Fortify? Could I do that? Oh, Fortify's Act 4. What am I doing? I think I could do that, right? Wait, is Fortify another one that I have to get in the library? Oh my gosh, I'm so tilted. So if I took Fortify out of this 6 link with Conk Path, what could I use? Let's see. Oh, I could use Rage. That would increase my my degen by a lot, though. Alright, so let's try this. Let's just see. Can Riposte... Let's Google this. Does Fortify say cannot be procced by counterattacks? Yeah, that are not triggered. And this is a trigger skill. Okay, so we can't do it. Well, that must be why Overlord is so powerful. Because Overlord just grants you Fortify for 6 seconds on hit with the mace, that's why. Maybe multiple totem support so you can have Protector and Warchief up at the same time. Probably only good for bossing. Shane says you could save a link on your Warchief and use Riposte with Culling Strike, right? Yeah, but then that requires for me to block, like, when something is at 10%. I just want stuff to die as soon as it's at 10%. That's a good point, though. These are all good points. Okay, I think we are good to go. Let's give this a shot. Let's see how terrible this is. Let's go into content that this character hasn't done yet, using a tabula, and see how terrible this is. Oh, which, speaking of which, before we die, we should probably put on all of our cool effects, right? I wish there was a thing over here that just was like, hey, here's stuff that you already own versus stuff that you don't already own. Let's put on our bird and our other bird. We're going to be the bird man. There we go. The bird brothers. I don't care about the portal effect for right now. There we go. Let's do the blood guard. So we've got blood guard and... Oh wait, is this the only one that's available for this? Blood guard and innocence. There we go. Blood guard and innocence. Golems, I have nothing. Dash, I have nothing. War chief, I have nothing. Okay. Alright, don't I have a weapon effect? Yeah, there we... Look at that, I have a red weapon. And a purple weapon. And now I actually look like I'm wearing cool armor. Now I look like a dope. Now I look like I have thumbs up. Now I look like I'm flying. Okay, there we go. Is that good enough? Am I doing this right, guys? Am I doing the streamer memes well enough? We'll see how badly my performance tanks, right? Oh my gosh, the performance. You can already see it. I'm already losing. Oh my goodness. Get rid of this. Get rid of it all. Alright, we'll keep the silly helm. No, get rid of the silly helm. Alright, there we go. Yeah, the damage is there. The damage is there. Is it actually that the damage is there, or is that the damage is dealt in such a manner that you're already moving? Right? Is that why it feels like the damage on Consecrated Path is so good? It's because you never actually have to move to get into position, or rarely have to move to get into position. You're just always doing damage as soon as you trigger your effect. That's got to be at least part of it, right? I think that's part of it. It's not just that the damage is okay, it's that it's a travel skill with your damage. Like, that's cheating. Like, when you compare this to Ice Crash had similar AoE, but it doesn't travel for you. That's a massive quality of life. Massive amount of quality of life. This is probably going to be terrible for bossing, though. I may have to swap to something else for bossing. Because it's not going to be that good for single target. Yeah, you can see you jump around a lot, and then you jump to like Katava's mobs, or you jump around the Brine King's pit, and you accidentally jump into a wall. You know, a wall of water or something. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that you can inadvertently jump into when you're bossing. Alright, where's the guy? Here's the guy. Smack the guy. There you go. Guy goes down. See, I think the guy's going down just because our damage is already still stupid for this. And this is without a weapon upgrade. Like, imagine if we had a good weapon right now for this level. Like, both of these weapons, I think, were from Act 2 or from the beginnings of Act 3. Both relatively early. Or when I first equipped these weapons. Hey, what's up, Mike? Welcome, welcome! Glad you made it today. Red said, my friend completed Delve 800 plus with just Conk Path during Delve League. Yeah. But doesn't it, didn't Conk Path function a little bit different during Delve League? Wasn't there something about the way how attacks procced? I forget. I thought there was a bug when Conk Path like first came out back in the day, but there was something that like accuracy wasn't affecting its AoE or something like that, and so it was hitting way more often than it should. I'm not saying that to diminish your friend in any way. I'm just... I remember there was something that they did to Conk Path that made it like, when it first came out, it was just amazing. I remember Demi did a build with it. Within like 2 days of it coming out, Demi was already showing off like how to take down the Shaper instantly on one of his amazing characters. Like it was a really, really good skill on release. I forget what they did to it, but they did something to it that changed its effectiveness or its range or its accuracy, something. Maybe it was to its animation. I don't know. I forget. Maybe you guys will remember that. Yeah, check the changelog real quick. Or maybe I'm just full of crap. Maybe I'm just misremembering it. But I could have sworn when Conk Path came out, a whole bunch of us were like, wow, this is amazing. And then they changed it right after it came out. They didn't, like, break it, but they just changed it from where it was. I don't remember. Conk Path is still a great skill. Like, as is evidenced by this. Like, it's damage combined with movement. That's going to be really strong in any edition of it, right? Okay, am I just going to die here? Is he going to blow up some corpses and I'm dead? Can't even see what's going on. Nope. That's the best way to play PoE, right? I can't even see what's going on, but I'm still alive. That's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Who needs to see anything? Going to fight a boss? You don't need to see something. You just need to keep smashing your consecrated path. Okay, phased. Greg says, also, you can't call yourself a Birdman without aspect of the avian. Oof. This guy's actually hurting me a little bit. In his second phase, at least. Oh no, he's gonna attack. Yeah, I think mana is a big, big problem. I would reserve more mana, but I think it's a big, big problem on the build. My spirit is spent! Alright, away we go. Do I not have enough room? You gotta be kidding me. Got plenty of room for this stuff. Go turn this stuff into alterations. Red says, a Molten Jug gone consecrated path because MS is just win more at some point. Yeah. Man, Delve League was another great league on release. Just on release, it was... Yeah, there were some issues here and there. And walls were tricky to get used to, but it was good. Hey, welcome, Bargov. Welcome, welcome. Louis says, what mine skill do you think has the highest clear? I'm not sure, actually, as a miner. That's a good question. Anybody play mining in chat? I can't play miners. They just destroy my wrists. They really hurt my wrists. Playing as a miner. I play as a trapper when I play. As a sabo. Flit says you think cast on death is a viable skill. Yeah. Absolutely. Totally hardcore viable. Gregory says rage support doesn't degen? Let's check that, actually. It's been a while since I've used rage support. Rage support gives you 1 rage on melee hit. Supported attacks deal extra physical damage, while you have at least 10 rage. Okay, let's look at rage. Rage itself is what makes you degen. So you're right. Rage support doesn't make you degen, but it's the rage that you gain. You gain increased attack speed, attack damage, and movement speed. You lose 1 rage every 0.5 seconds if you've not been hit or gained rage recently. Oh no, you're right. It's not even rage that gives you the degen. What am I thinking of? Am I thinking of blood rage that gives you the degen? I must be thinking of blood rage. Is it blood rage that does the degen? Rage itself doesn't give you a degen. Okay, it's blood rage. You take 4% of your maximum life per second as physical damage. That's right. Whew. Great point, Gregory. Keeping me on my toes today, guys. The delay when I type in chat versus when I see it on the screen is like 3 minutes or something. Yeah, for some reason, YouTube itself has got a pretty lengthy built-in delay. I'm not sure why. Okay, so where do I want to go from here? I think I want to work my way down towards Bloodless and towards Soulless Steel. I think that's where I want to go. So I'm going to come down here. Alright, let's bring this back to the Crystal Vein. Oh, I'm thinking of the Berserker Ascendancy. Yeah, the Berserker has degen attached to him, right? But that's not through Rage. Gregory says, I looked at the changelogs on Conk Path and Wiki. There's nothing that changed. They buffed the damage in 3.7, but the attack speed multiplier of 80% also. Really? What am I thinking of then? What got nerfed that league? You guys have got me on all kinds of different things today. This is great. Chatting about all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you're right. They just straight up buffed it in 3.7. Wow. So what am I thinking of? 80% of the base. Wow, that's a lot. And that's a pretty good... That's a pretty good base attack damage rate. Alex says, if the video and sound is lagging, just refresh and you're good to go. There you go. Molten Strike got killed around then? Okay, so maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Was that the League, Red, where people were... Was it originally during Delve League when people were just going into Delve and sitting in the darkness and doing life gain on hit with Molten Strike for a million life gain regen? A million life gained on hit? Was that when Delve first came out, or was that after Delve came out? Was that in the following leagues to Delve? Was that like during Betrayal and during Synthesis? I'm getting my PoE history all mixed up. This does take up a lot of mana. Takes up a lot of mana. But my last skill took up a lot of mana too. And I was actually reserving more mana with Ice Crash, if I remember right. So this actually isn't too bad. Yes, Molten Strike was so stupid. Yeah. Okay, so I'm glad my geriatric memory is at least remembering that. It was crazy. You just go into the darkness and you stand there, and as long as there's enemies there, you just keep attacking with Molten Strike, and like a million life gained on hit. Because each ball counts as a hit. And each ball can hit multiple targets. So you had like 50 life gained per each ball. It was really good. I mean, then there was just like the invulnerable darkness farmers. Those guys were fun. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is, guys. It's not a political thing. It's not a religious thing. It's just a thing. I like leagues where you can low-level farm stuff. Where you can have a relatively early entry character. Like Legion, I like that. Betrayal, where you could Harbor Bridge farm. I know some players don't like that stuff. Delve, where you could constantly rinse and repeat for sulfite farming. Like, I like that stuff. I know GGG doesn't always like it. I know you guys as a community don't always like it. But I like it when you can interact with low-level zones and have it be a meaningful thing. I think that's cool. Alright, am I going to die here? This unique guy usually hurts a lot. Where is he? There he is. The Rakango, right? There's his tail. Here he is. Those guys can hurt a lot. Is Riposte actually going off? I should actually check. Here, let's put Riposte here, and we'll see. We'll see if it actually triggers. Like if it shows like a short cooldown when it goes to block. It'd be nice to have some visual effect of when we're blocking, right? Then again, I don't have that much block chance right now. What's my block at? 38%. So it's not that high. pretty far away from the cap actually right now. Yeah, I feel like the damage is starting to fall off. I need new weapons. Look at this. I'm sitting here like conk pathing like 6 or 7 times. I need new weapons now. It's Act 4. I'm going to go in there and fight Comb and be like, why couldn't I kill Comb? Because you're using Act 2 weapons. Delve cause Molten Strike to get nerfed on enchant, mechanic, damage, support, speed, and damage. Oh, nice. Blink got past 50k depth. Wow. That's insane. Hey, welcome, Ace. Welcome, welcome. Blink is a guy that he just delves a couple hours a day, right? Like, he's not a full-time gamer. Like, he delves for a few hours every day on standard. It's a pretty cool achievement if that's the same guy who's got that record in standard. Whoa, hey, I'm actually taking damage here. Extra life and resists elemental damage. Well, that's obnoxious. Stop resisting the damage that I do to you. It's all elemental. Maybe I could set up like a flammability blasphemy aura with the little amount of mana that I have left. That'd be pretty cool, right? Oh, you know what? I should be getting... Well, it's a 10% chance, right? It's a 10% chance to gain Endurance Charge and Frenzy Charge on block. I was going to say, I should be getting charges when I block. So I must just be killing stuff or just not blocking. I'm probably not blocking enough to actually generate charges. That's probably what's going on here. The Rakongo! Alright, so I still can one-shot white mobs. I can, when I actually hit. What's my accuracy? 89%? That's not very good. It's kind of bad. Get up near 95, then call it a day. %for accuracy. That's where I want to be at. Claws might be better for mana sustain. Yeah. And for attack speed, right? Claws have got a lot better attack speed. The reason why I'm trying maces is because eventually I can get Overload or Overlord on Cluster Jewels. I don't have to be married to that now. But my theory was, hey, play with the base weapons that I'm going to be using in endgame. So if I have to use a mace or a scepter or a staff, I know I'm not going to be using a staff. So that was my theory, at least, of why to use a mace.
I bet you're ready. You won't go outside. He's tired.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I got my new puppy next to me, guys. My new doggy. Mrs. D brought him up. He likes to come and sit with me in the office. For whatever reason. My office must smell good to him or something. But he likes to come up and sit right next to me. Which is nice. It's nice. It's nice to have a buddy here in the G3 streaming headquarters. Alright, let's go die to Comb, right? Get your predictions in now. G3 Iron dies to Comb. I've got overcapped fire resistance. Come on now. Come on now. We should be fine, right? Yeah, look at this damage. Damage is good. Damage is still good. Yeah, we're fine. Totally fine. I think the Consecrated Ground is actually regenning me through that fight. Hey, what's up, 22? You've also started an SSF character? Nice. Overpowered Stormbrand Archmage Hierophant. There you go. I'm glad to hear you've started your SSF journey. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here, boy. What'd you get into? What'd you get into? Here's your bone, boy. Come here. Good boy. See, this is where the dog sits. This is where the doggy is. Can you guys see this? Ta-da! The doggy is content. Doggy is happy. When doggy is happy, I'm happy. Alright, I'm going to close the door so he doesn't run out. Good boy. He is a 4-month-old Australian Shepherd. So he's just a little guy. He's still just a little guy. He's going to grow up and be a big guy. Alright, let's go talk to Diala to get our reward. He is a cute pup. He's a very cute pup. And he's learning to mellow out a little bit. Okay, what do I want here? Nothing. I want nothing from you, Diala. Thank you, though. I guess we'll grab that for now. There you go. Now we have chain support for whenever we play a bow build. Like I'm going to play a bow build. Mike says the smartest dog I ever had was an Australian Shepherd. Very hyper though, super needy. Yeah, he is very much he's like you said, he's very intelligent, but that just means that he wants to get into everything. He wants something to do all the time. It's got to be something to do all the time. If you ever see me just randomly look down like that, it's because it's me being paranoid about what he's gotten into. What'd you get into, boy? What'd you get into? Oh, man. He really loves my kids' crayons. He really loves my kids' crayons. It's like, oh, there's a crayon? That's just what I've always wanted to eat. It's like, no, dog. You don't want to eat that. Try a Herald stacker in a hardcore solo cell phone. Like that is an unrealistic goal, my friends. First off, you need voices. Ooh, this is realistic. 59 life and then cold damage to attacks. It's more life than here, but it's got no resistances on it. Chauncey. Chauncey. Come lay down, boy. Good boy. So no resistances. Does it have room for resistances? No. One. It's got room for one. So if I pull this off, what's one resistance that I need? I would need cold and lightning. Mad says, hello, I'm playing SSF2, Stormbrand Hierophant Archmage. Very nice. Mike says, could not take her frisbee golfing, she would grab them out of the air. That sounds about right. Alright, so let's get cold and lightning on this thing. Let's get it lower level. There we go. Now let's see. That kills my damage by... Actually, that's a lot of damage. Did I lose 100 damage off that? That's a lot. However, I'm now much closer to being capped on cold and lightning. Actually, I don't even need the cold, do I? I don't. So I could just go lightning on this. Okay, let's just go lightning. How many mistakes can I make? This is why I don't have crafting currency, by the way. How many times can I make a mistake crafting something that then ends up not being not being an actual useful upgrade? Nah, it's not an upgrade. All right, let's throw this stuff over here. All right, I keep talking about getting a weapon upgrade. I think I'm going to treat myself to that before I do the labyrinth. I said wait until we get to lab about 38. Level 38 is where we'll do the lab. So let's go get the lab waypoint. And then let's upgrade. So I could use maces just so that way I continually stay used to their attack speed. That's an obvious advantage. Because eventually, ideally, what I'd want to do is I'd want to do Overlord, which is a notable that gives you, I forget the way how it's worded. It's down below. The notables link, by the way, if you're looking for that, that's down below in the video description, along with our profile link and our Patreon page. But I'm going to pull it up for you and read it exactly verbatim. You gain Fortify for 6 seconds on melee hit with mace, scepter, or staff. Then you get 30% increased damage with maces, scepters, or staffs. So, the trick... Drop it, Chillincy. Drop it. Good boy. Good boy. So the trick is to use a counterattack or any attack, because you then no longer have to link Fortify support with your primary damaging or even your traveling skill. You just don't have to use it at all. If my sound goes out, it's because my dog is now trying to play with my sound cord. I guess he just loves the sound of my voice so much he wants to ingest the means of my traveling voice. Huh. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, my poor new puppy. Alright, so let's get another melee physical in our War Chief. I think that's Act 1. Louis says, but you're a god? But you'd be a god when you're done? Are you talking about trying a Herald stacking build? Yeah. No. Like, voices only drop. Like, first off, you'd have to run... First off, you'd have to be a Templar, which I'm leveling a duelist right now. Where's melee physical? Is it Act 2? Am I not using my head at all? It's not. It's Act 2, right? So first off, you'd have to be running a Templar to level up. I'm not leveling that up. Secondly, you would have to then craft a whole bunch of Purposeful Harbinger jewels, which you could do. But then for your cluster jewels, you'd have to use large cluster jewels with 2 sockets because you're not going to have voices. You're not going to have enough voices, right? Like, voices are rare enough as it is. What build are you going to use to be able to farm the Simulacrum in SSF to get voices to drop? Like, that's no easy task, my friend. No easy task. Louis, if you had seen our last build, then you would know just how terrible the builds are that I play in SSF. Alright, let's get something with really good attack speed. So we could go axes. They got any claws in here? No, claws are over here. Nope, no claws, just wands. Red said, my friend and I have done 800 simulacrums and found lots of 7 points, 5-point voices, not a single 1 or 3 point. Oh, man. Yeah. That's rough. And it's SSF hardcore. Like, imagine if you craft all this gear and you gather it all up and you're making this one specific build. Think about all the other uniques that you need for that. You need a Shavs. You need a Nebulous. You need a Prism Guardian. You need an Alpha's Howl. Like, there's so many uniques that you want for that build. You want Call of the Brotherhood. Like, that, if you were to build a build like that, that would be a league-long goal or even like a standard goal. Like, I'm just going to play this character for multiple years and see if I can put it together. And by the time you do collect all the things that you need for it, the build that you want to play is probably going to get nerfed. I don't know, man. Okay, this is pretty crappy damage on all of these. None of these have got the only one that's got the increased physical damage is right here, and that's not that great. That's actually worse than what we've got. Those attacks are really slow on Scepters. Look at this. This is 1.16, 1.45. 1.25, 1.25, 1.25. These are really, really slow. I think we just stay with what we've got. 32 to 40. 22 says 1 passive and 3 passive voices are rare as hell. I've done over 100 simulacrums. I know it's not a decent sample size, but still 100 sims is a lot of time. It is. Didn't get a single one. Yeah, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. And think of how much time it takes you in SSF to farm those simulacrum splinters. Like, granted, there's lots of ways that you can farm those, but you're not trading for any of them. Alright, I barely have physical defenses. I don't have a cast when damage taken set up. I should do that. Let's put my Summon Stone Golem over here. What's this on? Maim Support and Ancestral Protector. We can get rid of that. Put those in our gem slot. Cast when damage taken. Molten Shell, probably. Oh, but cast when damage taken is Act 4, right? That's after you kill Malachi. So maybe I kill Malachi and then I ascend, actually. Yeah, it's the Eternal Nightmare. Okay. So let's go do that. We'll go fight Malachi, and then we'll go ascend as a gladiator. Or we'll try to, at least. We'll try to. Piety might kill us, actually. Molten Shell won't give us that much temporary HP, right? Because I don't have that much armor. I guess every little bit would be something, right? This is me with my focused face. This is me saying Piety's not going to smash me. Do you guys have a focused face? You guys have a focused face. Whether you realize it or not, we all have that focused face. Whether you're Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, G3 Iron, a PoE player, we all have that focused face, that intense face that we get when we know we're about to attempt something that's incredibly risky. Like fighting Piety in Act 4 with almost no physical damage mitigation. I do have a Bleed Flask, though. So that's nice. I got that going for me. And I got a Freeze Flask. No Ignite Flask, though. Also, for those of you who are joining the stream who have never been here for a stream before, we don't allow for log out. So the only thing that I allow myself to log out for is if my character like actually isn't responding, like if I'm lagging out and I can't see my character moving. Other than that, no logouts. Now, you can quickly pop open this and then, you know, portal out. So portaling out we allow in hardcore, but I don't allow any logouts. No logout macros for us. No Alt F4s, except if you're lagging. Mike says, are you using Blood Rage? No, not at the moment. Yes, I can do First Ascendancy, but I'm not going to yet. I'm going to wait until I have a cast and damage taken set up going for that. We're going to go try to take out Malachi, and then we will, then we'll go take on Azaro. Boom. That did almost no damage to us. That's good. See, I really wish there was a visual effect for blocking. I wish there was. Even if it was just like the word block coming up. Like if there was some kind of visual for some defensive mechanics. Like I guess you could argue the biggest visual for defensive mechanics is right here. It's your life pool. Like, hey, you still have a life pool. Therefore, your defensive mechanics are working. It's just, it doesn't really differentiate the different types of defensive mechanics that are present in Path of Exile, you know? But I like the point. I think it was Gregory who made the point earlier. Like there already are a lot of visual effects, right? And that's a good point. There are a ton of visual effects in Path of Exile, and they definitely do have their impact on performance. So, all right, let's take out Piety. Whoa, that hurt. Well, how quickly are we going to take out Piety, actually? I got to be careful with Consecrated Path, because I might actually, or Consecrated Path, I might inadvertently just jump into her beam. Like, that would not be good. Speaking of her beam... Speaking of visual effects, who was it that was just talking about visual effects? Oh my goodness. So much blood and gore in that scene. Red says, add a customizable sound effect for triggers. Easy fix. Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. Antoine says, already found an Exalt? Yeah, I found an Exalt early on in my Summoner gameplay, and I haven't had any uses for it. I'm going to go for my First Ascendancy, by the way, as a Gladiator. We're going to go all the block stuff on Gladiator. We're going to go none of the bleed stuff, all of the block stuff. Consecrated Path Gladiator with all of the block stuff possible. Get rid of Delirium. Hopefully it doesn't crash our instance. Delirium is really, really good for profitability and really, really bad for instance stability on my computer for some reason. As with all things that are new in PoE. He's not going down that quickly. Getting off his corpse explosions. Yikes. Yeah, he did about 25% of my HP there. So, more HP will be welcome. That's the downside of using a Tabula. I know a Tabula gives me so much damage that I can just trivialize a lot of the bad guys, but you give up all of your survivability when you're using a Tabula. Like, I would feel more comfortable if I could use a 5-link, but still have some life and resistances and armor on my chest piece than using a 6-link Tabula. I would easily trade that single link. Easily. Also, maybe the problem for bossing is that I'm not using Anger, because I think Anger is much better for bossing than Herald of Ash. Alright, let's see if Deodre kills me. Oh my goodness. That actually hurt quite a bit. Let's not be cursed by all three of the curses, eh? There we go. Having Onslaught would be nice. It'd be nice for clearing all this stuff. It'd be awful for the bosses. But it'd be nice for clear. Alright, let's kill Chevron. Do I have max lightning resist? I don't know. Uh-oh. She's gonna lightning storm. She's dead. Alright, let's go kill Malachi. Hopefully he won't slam me to death, because I have no armor to speak of. 22 says, was it in Legion that Intervention Syndicate encounters meant certain death? It was in Betrayal, it was in Syndicate, and it was in Legion, yes. It was in all of them. Alright, let's go back to town. Get rid of some of these chromatics. Let's put these in the stash. Alright, I got 1700 life, right? Let's I've got plenty of blacksmiths. If I improve this, is that a few more points of DPS? A few more points of DPS? Sure. I'm going to say that that was worth it. I have no idea if it was, but that's what I'm going with. Alright, place your bets. Let's see if we die right here and now. I have no decoy totem. That's bad. 29% physical mid. Oh, we may rip right here, boys. This may be it. This may be the one. Oh, he slammed. I jumped right into his slam. You guys see what I'm saying about jumping into slams? It's not a healthy policy. Alright, is he vulnerable yet? Nope, she still is. Where's his slam? Alright, he's not slamming right now. Now, exile! Slam. Is he slamming? Nope. He's going to, though. Nope, he's not. He's going to, though. There he is. Take out Piety. Watch the slam. Ah! Piety goes down. And Malachi goes down as well. Alright, first half of Malachi done. Poor Piety. Look at Piety there. Like, Piety's just like, oh! I've got this massive scepter through me. Which, that scepter's got a blunt end. How do you stab somebody with that? That's... ugh. I like Piety's helmet. Can I get Piety's helmet? I like it better than my helmet right now. Alright, phase 1 complete. Okay. Alright, he's going to slam. we are out of the way of his tentacles. Phase 2. Is he gonna ground slam? No, he's gonna tentacle. Okay. Man, I remember, like, in the hardest difficulty, those tentacles used to just be, like, instant death. You were standing in front of them, you had, like, a split second to get out of the way. They would just stack up damage, almost like Sirius's beam. Almost like what Sirius is now. Okay, he's in third and final form. Let's pop our Vol War Chief. Smack these guys. Okay, he's going to slam. Where's he slamming? There he is. Is he slamming again? Did I blink? Nope, he's not. Tentacles. '90s kids thinks that was cool. Oh, what's that Crimson Jewel? What's that? Let's see what that is. We got a unique here. Might of the Meek? That's actually really good. 50% increased effective non-keystone passive skills in radius. Notable passive skills in radius grant nothing. That's really, really good for attribute stacking builds. 22 says, I trust that your dodge mechanics will do the job. There you go. We did it. We survived Malachi. Woohoo! Now, back in the day, we'd have to go kill him 2 more times as we progress through the different difficulties, but not now. Now we just kill him once. Alright, get rid of this junk. Might of the Meek, we're going to put that in the Uniques tab. What's the best uses of Might of the Meek? What do you guys think? What could I use that for? Non-keystone passives. We could do something like over here for like the increased life. I know I've used it up here in the past. Could use it over here, right? For this terrible block nodes. I mean, none of these are keystones, right? So it's 50% increased of all of these. So Might of the Meek around the Scion starting wheel is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice spot. Where else could we put it? Put it down here. Get 50% increase of damage with swords and stuff. Below the life wheel? Yeah, so put it right here. Would it reach up there? I don't know. But then I could get the increased attack speed, increased mana, increased one-handed damage. Gladiator's Perseverance 20% increased. Make my way there, but pick up these little nodes on the way. It's not that big of a radius from what I remember. It's not a massive radius.
Yes.
Why do I always come over to Kira when I want to go to Petra's? Alright, cast when damage taken support. And what else do I want to use? There's Brutality. Ooh, let's use Brutality with Consecrated Path, guys, right? That'd be really good. Should we go Immortal Call? I think I'm going to go Molten Shell. Which I think I have one. Nope, I don't. I think I had one, and then I died. Maybe I've got one in my GCP tab. Hey, I do. What do you know? The Siren's Cadence. Talk to Nessa for your reward. What? Oh, that's right. These were all terrible. There you go. We'll grab sweep. There you go. Quest complete. Alright, now we can go take on Azaro. Cast when damage taken, Blood Rage. Yeah, we could do Blood Rage. I just don't want to deal with the effects of Blood Rage on the degen side of things. What's my life regen at the moment? 85. When I hit something with Consecrated Path, what does it go up to? It goes up to 187. So that's like what? 10%? So I guess I could do cast while damage taken Blood Rage. Or I could just do manual Blood Rage and have Blood Rage up. And as long as I'm standing on my Consecrated Path, I should be okay. That gives me frenzy charges. So I think I want to do it. Because frenzy charges, especially early on. Where is it? Blood Rage? Is it Act 4? Or is it Act 2? Can you guys tell how often I actually grab these things as vendor rewards versus how often I just buy them off the market? It's Act 2. Intruders in Black. My life is so reliant on trade. This is one of the reasons why I'm glad to be playing SSF. It's forcing me to relearn things. There we go, Blood Rage. Oh, I don't have an alteration. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? I'm out of alterations. It's okay. Can I buy some? Nope, she doesn't sell them. Who sells them here? Who sells them in Act 2? It's Clarissa who sells them in Act 3. I'll go shop with Clarissa. I didn't even want to shop with you in Act 2. What a jerk. Miss Yeena. Alright. There we go, Blood Rage. Alright, we will go for 3 links here. Go for a green. There you go. Bada boom. Bada boom, bada bing. Alright, let's see how long it takes for us to die to Azaro. Here we go. The big test. We did Act 4, and now we're on to Labyrinth. Let's see if we can actually ascend and become a real character now. You guys know that you don't become a real character in PoE until you actually ascend, right? That's when you become a real character. Alright, discussion question as you guys watch me die. What should we do after this character dies? Should we go back into SSF? Should we mess around with some stuff with my curse guy? Curse effectiveness? In softcore? Softcore Trade League? Where's Blood Rage? There we go. Yeah, Blood Rage is actually not counteracting my base level of regen right now. So I'm okay with that. Like, I'm still out-regening that damage, so that's good. It's giving me frenzy charges, and I'm out-regening it, so that's good. Part of that is because I'm not going Volpact yet, which I don't know if I will go Volpact on this build. I haven't decided yet. What do you guys think? Do you guys still use Volpact in 2020? Probably very, very rarely, if at all, right? You are inexhaustible. Hey, what's up, Nicholas? Welcome, welcome. The Joyful Wanderer says, I thought you became a real character when you heard the words, ah, fresh meat. Yeah. Then and only then do you become a real character. I'm a real boy. When this character dies, we could do some dramatic poetry readings. If you guys, if you guys would prefer that, we could do that. Dramatic poetry with G3 Iron. As the man looked over the windowsill, he realized that he was hungry. He pined for a sandwich of ham and cheese variety. Mike says play some Wilson. Could play some Wilson. Boy, it's been a hot minute since I played Wilson. Has that been 2 leagues now that Wilson's been out? Has that been 6 months? And it's still atrocious in the endgame? Here's the thing about Wilson. I really enjoy the leveling in Wilson. I enjoy the story. It's different. I enjoy that they give you a dodge roll bar on your space bar. I enjoy that. What I don't enjoy about Wilson is how buggy it is, and that every single build that I have built in Wilson, after building it and playing it for about 2 days, it gets nerfed. Because it was fixed. It's like, okay, I get that. I get that there need to be balance changes. But that was a big turnoff when it's like, okay, that happened to my first build. It happened to my second build. And then when it happened to my third build, I was like, all right, I can wait to play this game until they're done hot fixing and hot patching like this. It's good that they were patching in the way that they were patching. The irony of it was that at the time that I was playing Wilson, they only were patching once per week. For whatever reason. For good or for ill. They only could patch once per week. And so it was, for good or for ill, strange that here they were only able to patch once a week. But in those patches, like, I was just dumb enough or unlucky enough that all of my builds were constantly getting nerfed due to those patches. So you all can just make fun of me as the geriatric salty gamer that I am. Oh, Iron, you're just salty because your builds got nerfed. Yeah, you're right, I am. You have now identified exactly what I've been articulating. It was a bummer to play 3 different builds and 3 different playstyles over the course of 2.5 weeks of playing that game, and each time the build got nerfed. So it's like, what? Like, this is a game that I would like to play. I would like to continue playing it, but if every time I make a build it's going to get nerfed, that's not fun to me. Mike says, I'm going to play the D3 PTR. It should be up tomorrow. Oh, there you go. I have not played Diablo 3 in a hot minute. So I'm sure if I played Diablo 3 at this point, I would just be like, oh my goodness, I'm so far out of the loop. I would be so far out of the loop that I would probably actually enjoy the leveling process that everybody else just skips and gets powered leveled through. I think that was the last time that I tried D3 was when somebody was like, oh, you don't even have to do the leveling really. Like, people can power level you in like an hour and you can start doing the end game stuff. I'm like, oh, that seems counter to my fun, to how I would like to enjoy this game. I don't want to get power leveled. I want to see my character grow and my character flourish, and the choices that I make actually matter. Mike says, so you play PoE where nothing gets nerfed? That's a good counterpoint, Mike. But oftentimes I choose not to play the most meta of builds. So there are certainly times where I'll play meta builds. Like this league, I played a Herald Stacker, right? I had one, played it for 2 or 3 days, and then I was like, all right, this is no longer fun. Maybe it was 3 or 4 days that I actually had it fully completed and put together. It's like, this really isn't fun. This kind of kills the game for me. But that's a good point. It's a good point. Things do get nerfed in PoE. But not like during a league, right? Trigger Word of Ire when hit. Nice. Alright, there's some chromes. And now, behold, we become a real character! Yeah! Alright, so this is all the blood stuff. This is the bleeding, and then some more bleeding and some more explosions. We don't want any of that. We could go Arena Challenger. That gives us more speed. We could go Outmatch and Outlast. That gives us Endurance and Frenzy charges. But we like the block. So here's the thing. If we go with Arena Challenger or Outmatch and Outlast, it means for us to get Pain Forged, Versatile Combatant, and Violent Retaliation, we're going to have to Uberlap. Whereas if we go Pain Forged right now, then we can just go Merc and Cruel, or Cruel and Merc, vice versa, and we've got our whole block set up and good to go. So we're going to go Pain Forged. My counterattacks deal double damage, guys. Look at that. Riposte now. I'm going to get this set up as a 6-link. How much damage does this thing do? It does 1,700 damage. But isn't it just a single strike? Yeah. It's not that much damage. That's kind of funny. Alright, so we've now ascended and we are a real character. Let's update the stream and say that we are on our way to Act 5. Ta-da! And we're going to update this to DPS not sure. We're going to say, we're going to go Conk Path. Max block, Conk Path. Because that's what we're doing right now. Going max block, concentrated path. Wait, concentrated? Consecrated. There we go. I can speak. Mike says, my standard list is just full of broken nerfed characters. Oh, that's fair. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with playing that way. I'm simply saying I don't enjoy playing that way. There's nothing wrong with anybody enjoying PoE the way how they enjoy to play it. Look at this. Oh, the damage. I'm actually dealing damage. I really need new weapons, though. Seriously, Act 5. Please drop me some better weapons. I think it's partially due to my accuracy. And 94% on main hand. Can I jump up there? Jump up there. There we go. How much molten shell life am I getting right now? I should probably level that up, actually. Detonates nearby corpses. Get away. I wonder how big I could make the AoE in SSF of Consecrated Path. Like, could I make it so that way when I just AoE, like it covers up like a third of the screen? That'd be pretty cool. There's an Orb of Alchemy. Nice. Alright, is this still? Yep, it is. I want to make sure that my cast 1 damage taken setup is still the proper level. Ooh, an Essence. Now see, the advantage defensively here, if I was using Herald of Ice, would be that all this stuff would have been frozen. I doubt I would have ever gotten hit there. I guess the quality of life and the speed that Consecrated Path is giving me is a bit more quality of life than the defensive aspect of Freeze. Because it certainly is faster, right? There's no denying that. This is certainly way faster. Then going with our Grim Sorrow, full conversion, Ice Crash. Oh, alright, Act 5, here we go. Let's go kill Kitava. We can go, what, 1, 2, 3? That gives us a bunch more armor and physical damage mitigation. I should probably do that. Yeah. Norelco says, I think Reckoning is much better than Riposte. Is Reckoning allowable for you to use while dual wielding, though? And that's when hit, right? That's when you're hit. That's not when you block. Which would probably be much more common for me when I get hit, rather than when I block. Or is that Vengeance? Guy's no joke. Sheesh. Alright, what is this level? Level 5 requires what? Level 16? 38 or lower. So I think I can level this to level 7 or 8, I think is what I can do. And it should still work for my purposes. Whoa, look at that. A chromatic. The mistake that oftentimes I make when leveling cast when damage taken setup is I'm like, oh, it's okay if I make a mistake on the gem level that I want to proc because I can just level up my cast when damage taken. And then I just keep making that same mistake over and over until I have like a level 18 cast when damage taken. And it never goes off until it's too late. You know, I think melee... Maybe one thing that I've undersold on melee since coming from the summoner perspective, you really do feel in Path of Exile like you're much more up and personal with monsters when you're melee. You feel it. Right? You feel like you take a lot more damage. Like when I'm playing as a summoner, if I take any damage whatsoever, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die. I turn into an old lady. Like as soon as I take damage as a summoner. Whereas in melee, it's like, yeah, I took damage. That's what happens. It's pretty constant. Damage happens. Then you recover from it. Romantic says, I tried a Facebreaker Reckoning build this league, but thought it really slow and not that good. Just my personal experience. Yeah. No, I don't think it's good. I'm not... Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I don't think it's good. I just think it's interesting to add on there. Alright, so I really don't need the fire resistance here. And I don't need that cold damage either. So that ring is pretty useless to me now. So if we could get... If we could get a cold and lightning resistance ring for when Katava smacks our resistances. 12% increased fire damage, physical damage to attacks, 9 to 17 fire damage to attacks. That's a lot less life. Does it have room for life? No, it's got triple suffix and an open prefix. It's got room for life on it. I think this is our new ring. I think that's what we just found. Joyful Wanderer says, cast when damage taken is level 10 Molten Shell. Oh, thank you. Excellent. Alright, so let's see what we can put on here. We can put max life. Whoops, max life. Level 54. That's not the one I want. I want the one that I can use. There we go. Alright, so we went down considerably in our life, but our damage went up to what? 22? 22 something? 2293? As opposed to 2178, so 200 damage per second. I'll take it. Put this in our leveling tab. Let's go turn in some of these chromes. $39 maximum life, but other than that, junk. Dex and int, but it's mostly junk. I don't want to use boot slots to fulfill stat requirements. That's going to be a no from me, dog, as the kids would say. Okay, so we're using some really interesting combinations here, but it's working. Is Belt of the Deceiver still working for me? Nearby enemies are intimidated? I don't think so. Well, 50% of my damage is still physical, right? Roughly. And intimidated just means that they take increased attack damage, right? Yeah, so it doesn't have to be physical. Jeff says, block is pretty useless if the monsters are always frozen. That's a good point. Jazz says, what did you think of Bex's poem? I'm going to actually pull that up here really quick. Whoops. There we go. You guys can see that, right? Hopefully you guys can still see that. So she said, 13 hours ago, she said, informative, a shitpost, a teaser, GIF, on brand. I just wanted to put 6 things in this list for no reason at all. And then boom. There's the Wings of Entropy. So maybe they're going to be 6 linked now? Wings of Entropy 6 links? I don't know. Also then she said 10 hours ago, gonna find a Vol Orb, gonna slam it right, gonna have a little crafternoon delight. My motto's always been, when it's right, why wait for a new meta to brick your item? Red sockets in flight. Woohoo. Crafternoon delight. Whoop. What do I think? I think Bex, you know, in at least one form or one portion of her very fun job that she clearly enjoys and excels in is teasing all of us. I think she does a great job at that. That's what I think. Oh man, that's what I think. I'm sure there's more to it. Oh man, I need new weapons. Please give me some new weapons. Let's get some new weapons to craft on here from the Overseer's Tower. All right, let's see here. That's clearly worse. That's just bad. That's worse. I mean, granted, this has got the flat physical, but come on, we can find one that's going to be better. I think the increased elemental damage would be nice. Maybe I go with daggers. That's 1.4 attack speed. This is 1.45. That's 1.45. Let's try it. Let's see what we can make happen here. Bleeding stuff. I don't want damage with bleeding. That's the problem. Life gained, no good. That's got better attack speed. It's got better flat damage, but I think it's actually going to be worse for total damage. It's got slightly better attack speed. Let's see here. 1792. 18. It's an upgrade from Gorebreaker, according to this. 1821. Yeah, it's an upgrade over Gorebreaker. So we can finally retire Gorebreaker. There we go. It's because of its attack speed was so low. 1.16. It's really, really low attack speed. Richard says, is Consecrated Path your endgame skill? We'll see if this character can even beat the first Kitava, let alone endgame, right? We'll see. Yeah, I'm not opposed to running Conk Path as my endgame skill. The problem with it that I have is, like, as for its single target setup, I need something else. I need something else for single target. All right, let's try this. Let's go back down through the control blocks. Jazz says, I'm speculating it means something to do with a rework of Vol side areas and Atziri. Maybe she will be the final boss again, or maybe some Vol orbs rework, multiple types of Vol orbs. That would be interesting, right? That'd be pretty interesting. Maybe like a rework of Vol orbs that makes them maybe a little bit more targeted in some way, kind of like Synthesis was, how you could dictate some of the implicits. Maybe there will be like an exalted version of a Vol orb, right? Like, hey, it's guaranteed not to brick your item, but it's just guaranteed to reroll a new implicit. That would be kind of interesting, right? I mean, that takes away from some of the theme of, like, Vol orbs costing you something, though, right? Being risky and being a gambling risk. A wager. But those are some good predictions there, Jazz. I like your predictions. Zed says, try to get vids from side areas. Yeah. Maybe there will be a new, crafting currency that's related to Vol orbs but isn't Vol orbs, right? Maybe just something new entirely. Alright, once this cast when damage taken levels up, I want to right-click it. If they do Vol 2, I really hope they add a new set of Vol skill gems. Or maybe a double implicit Vol orb. Yeah, there you go. That sounds more like it, Laucon. That's an excellent prediction. It's taking advantage of something that's already in the game. So it's a reusing of assets, which GG Grinding Gear Games loves to do. They love to reuse their assets that they've already used in the past and then slightly expand on it or reiterate on it. Reiterate or iterate? Alright, did I do that right? Yep, that's level 1. That's level 7. I gotta say, this is so much faster, though. I think this is, what, 2 stream sessions, and we're already gonna be Kitava? Like, for my summoner, that was, what, like 4 or 5 days? Worth of streaming. I think it was a full week before we beat Kitava. It was 5 stream sessions before we beat Kitava the second time. Now, granted, we're not beating Kitava the second time here today. But I feel like the second half of the game goes so much faster than the first half of the story. Do you guys feel that way as well? I feel like Act 6 through 9 go a lot faster. Because you've got your full setup, you've got multiple ascendancies that you can spend time into. I feel like the entire game just speeds up after you kill Kitava. What is that? Is that a better version of what I've got? It's 1% better elemental resistance. It's a little bit better on the fizz, but not much. I do love the stink of victory. Apparently the gladiator is also like my dog. He likes the stink of victory. Jazz says, yeah, I like that. Make it around the rarity of an Exalt equivalent, and it'll be a super Vol orb, but still maintain a risk. Yeah, that'd be cool. I would be in favor of that. Alright, we got increased armor now. We're up to 30% armor. Without a chest piece. Eventually, I'm going to need a new helm. I'm going to want something that's not the Skeletor, or the Skeletor. Where is it? There you go, Skullhead. Eventually, I'm going to want not that. Something that actually gives me, you know, armor. Maybe nearby enemies take increased fire damage. That'd be kind of cool. Now, where is... There she is. There's the matriarch. Kill the matriarch. See, bossing, it's not that great. You just sit there and you stand on top of your target, smashing Consecrated Path. I feel like double strike maybe would be better. Or dual strike. Maybe. Maybe heavy strike for bossing. Or maybe I should just use concentrated effect. That might be another big damage boost, actually. That's probably what I should be doing, right? It'll mean that my area is a lot smaller, but I'll be doing a lot better damage. Like, look at that. That took like 3 or 4 hits to take out a magic pack. I just want to be blowing up magic packs. I don't want 3 or 4 hits to take out a magic pack. Joyful agrees. He says, yeah, second half is much faster. Laucon says, whatever it is, I just hope that it will have its own dedicated spot in a currency tab. Keep dreaming, Laucon. It'll be 6 to 8 months after the successful release and integration of core that anything gets supported. That's the way GGG does things. If things go core, then they get a spot maybe 6 to 8 months later. Maybe. What was it? Does anybody in chat remember how long it took them, how long it was for the Delve tab to be released? Like, as soon as Delve came out, people wanted a Delve tab. Upon release, folks were saying, hey, can we have a Delve tab for these Delve fossils? Like, that was before it was even determined that Delve was going core. People wanted Delve fossil tabs. And people were willing to pay for them. Was it 2 years later? Maybe not quite 2 years. Was it 18 months? It was a while. It was a while. Before GGG, you know, caved, as it were, and sold us a tab. Which is great function, by the way. Like, I have no problem buying tabs and supporting GGG in the business model that they've got. They do a great job with their game. I love me some Path of Exile. But from a business standpoint, sometimes it can be a bit frustrated when we're like, hey, I have money and I want to throw it at you. Can you please do something that's consistent with other things that you've already done in the past? It's different when it comes to quality of life things that GGG hasn't done in the past. I get why they won't release certain things. Like when we were talking about all the quality of life stuff that the Chinese servers have, that the international servers don't have. I get that, right? It's a fundamental difference in the way how they're approaching their business model. I get that. Zed says around 1 year to get stackable fossils. Yeah. Yep. And one of the things that I think is amazing about Path of Exile that sets it apart from other action RPGs is that we've got all this very specific currency that has its own weight and value to it, right? That we don't have gold, that we don't have a universal exchange rate. Even Chaos Orbs and Exalted Orbs fluctuate in price on a league-to-league basis. Right? We don't just have a generic gold, tradable, valuable currency. We've got lots of different currencies that all have specific uses. I think that's really, really awesome. It's one of the reasons why I play Path of Exile. Because of the varied currency system. But as more and more currencies get added, it's like, hey guys, you're clearly on board with stash tabs. You're clearly on board with selling stash tabs. Can we maybe have a stash tab ready for really cool, awesome stuff that you're going to release and we're going to want to stack? The fact that stuff isn't designed to stack, or like fossils weren't designed to stack from the get-go, that was pretty interesting. From a design perspective, like they didn't walk into the design perspective of delve fossils and say, hey, we need these to be able to stack because players are going to want to stack them and we're going to want to keep these around. Like, it wasn't designed to stick around necessarily. Doesn't mean it was designed not to go core, but just it wasn't designed to stack. And the fact that that wasn't made a higher priority is interesting. Again, I'm not criticizing, I'm just saying that's interesting. It says something about the design process there. Maybe they didn't think fossils would drop that often. Maybe they thought people would just consume fossils as soon as they had them. Speaking of vol orbs, hey. Take my vol orb and run away. Alright, so this is level 43, I'm level 42. Usually I like to farm until about level 45 in this zone. 45, 46. What's my damage looking like? Up to 2100 supposedly? So far it still feels good. Feels good against trash mobs when I hit them. When Herald of Ash goes off. When Herald of Ash doesn't go off, it feels pretty bad. Hey, Molten Shell went off there. Am I actually getting hit here? No, I don't think so. There we go. Molten Shell went off there. It looks like it's about 100 damage or so that it's blocking. My spirit is spent. Well, you need to drink some more Gatorade or something, my man. Be more like Michael Jordan. Alright, High Templar. See if this guy kills me. Ooh, watch his slam. Oh, here comes the one shot. Yikes. The total number of tabs types that are available to buy can be daunting to a new player. Yeah, I mean, maybe this is worth a discussion video. I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you guys think it's worth a discussion video to talk about GGG as a design, with their design philosophy for new players? Like, I don't think new players are very often considered in Path of Exile design. Like, certainly not to a scale that maybe other games that are constantly trying to actively bring in new players are considered. Certainly not in the same way. Okay, let's go refill our mana flask. New players, if they're considered at all in Path of Exile, like, if new players were considered at all in Path of Exile, then more things like the, what is it called? The First Blood Starter Pack would be sold. There would be more leveling uniques that would just be, like, attainable if you farmed them, kind of like Onigoroshi. Like, there'd be a spot where you could just farm up a Tabula earlier than Blood Aqueducts. I don't know, maybe I'm way off base on that. Alright, we got Soul of Steel. So that's good. We now are 76 across the board. So what is that? I'm going to take a, what? Is it minus 30 penalty when I kill Kitava? So 105 minus 30 is still 75. So I'm going to be max res still for cold and lightning. Fire is going to be the only thing I'm going to have to fix. Do I want a silver flask here? Maybe I do a hybrid flask. Let's try that. Immunity to poison. Nice. Let's throw it in our flask tab. Alright, let's sell some of this stuff. Sell, sell, sell. Return the Mias meter. That's another passive point. So that's going to give us what? 2 more passives, and then that's 12%, 13% more life. Zed says, fossils being more scarce but larger weighting would have been better design, IMO. Clay says, to be fair, they also thought the deepest delve needed to be was 3,000 depth. Players hit that in, what, like 3 days, a week? Something like that? Yeah, that's a good point, Clay. That's a good point. Players in Path of Exile almost always overachieve to what the design team thinks. Skylar says, as a new player myself, it was a bit overwhelming. I'd prefer if there was a starter bundle for tabs or other than the premium bundle. Joyful Wanderer says, when I was starting out 9 months ago, the amount of mechanics meant I ignored tons of stuff. Zed said, I remember thinking I could farm 3 dragons in Solaris or Lunaris areas. Was disappointed to learn that you can't really target farm outside of div cards. Yeah. No, those are all valid. I think the fact that we are overcapped is actually really good for this fight. Watch for the fireballs, watch for the spark and the slam. He should almost be phased, right? Is he phased? There we go, he's phased. I guess I should use my mana pot because I'm going to refill it anyway, right? I'm going to be a bit more liberal with my mana pot during the ad phase. Whoop, get out of that death beam. Where's the slam? Whoa, there was the slam. Right on top of you there. Hey, Iron, maybe don't walk right into the slam. Okay, that sounds like a good plan. There's the slam. It's good to know that I can tank the slam, though, right? Woo, doggies. Good to know I can tank the slam. I mean, I could always just block the slam, right? But, you know, if you don't take any damage from the slam by just moving out of the way, then you don't have to rely on, you know, the dice for you to actually roll to achieve your block effect. That was a faster slam. I feel like he's got a slower slam and a faster slam. There we go. Down goes Innocence. All right, guys, are you ready for the cutscene? The greatest cutscene in the history of cutscenes. Blizzard, I actually heard the other day that when Blizzard is developing Diablo 4, they were actually looking to emulate their cutscenes after this cutscene. They were looking to model it after that, right there. Greatest cutscene of all time. And now, are you ready for the greatest voice line of all time? Where's my voice? Dialogue. Here we go. Turn it all the way up. You guys are going to hate me. Okay, you can turn down your volume in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Greatest voice line of the game. I love me some Bannon. Some angry, sassy Bannon. Doesn't get much better than angry, sassy Bannon. Jeff says, when I started out, it took me 3 months to figure out that trading even existed, and another 3 months to figure out that build guides exist. Those were probably a really interesting first 6 months, right? What sort of builds did you come up with, Jeff? Like, what were some of your first builds? If you're not following a build guide and you don't even know they exist, like, what sort of crazy, wacky ideas did you come up with? To me, that sounds like an anthropological study inside Path of Exile, right? Like, you know how sometimes anthropologists travel to far-off distant lands to interact with tribes who have never been previously interacted with before in civilization, and to observe and to see how they develop in their culture and in their society? That, to me, is what it's like when I meet a new player and they've never experienced Path of Exile. It's a very, very fun and exciting experience. It's like, oh, this person has no idea what a Righteous Fire Juggernaut is. This person has no idea what endurance charges are. This person hasn't yet experienced getting slapped around by any of the bosses in the game yet. Let's see how they handle this. Like, a part of me doesn't want to spoil or teach the game at all to new players, to just let them try it and see and observe. And another part of me really wants to help new players experience the game, because the game can be so insurmountable that it's like, oh, if you don't have a buddy helping you out, then yeah, it can be very frustrating. But I don't know, to me, that's some of the allure of the game, right? Is that the game is... It's very elitist in that regard. Not hardcore or softcore or SSF. Like, the game itself is very elitist among ARPGs. Maybe I should do a Torchlight playthrough. What do you guys think? Maybe if this character dies, we should do a Torchlight playthrough? Maybe I'll just go play some Earth mode on League of Legends. We could do like a streamer play-along. You guys all who play League of Legends, we can all go play Earth together. What do you guys think? Clay says, well, wouldn't he be Banacents now? Yeah, that's a good point. Learning all the tools is a big part. Only started using POB in the last 2 months. Pricing is hard. Yeah. No, it's a lot. There's a lot to learn in this game. They say, right, 10,000 hours is like the mark of expertise. And I've got, what, half of that on my Steam account? And I don't feel anywhere close to being an expert in PoE. I feel like there's a lot still for me to learn. On a daily basis, I'm learning new things. And when I'm streaming, I'm learning a lot thanks to you guys. We're all helping each other here. For as much as you guys are learning from me, you guys are reminding me of a lot more. So, it's very enjoyable. Andrees, welcome, welcome. Thanks for asking how I'm doing. I'm doing very well today. Enjoying some SSF in Delirium. We are currently playing a Consecrated Path Gladiator and relying on block to hopefully not take any damage. That is our primary defensive layer. But how are things going for you, Andres? Things for me today are going well. My little puppy is sleeping. Here's what he looks like right now. There he is. He's sleeping on the floor. There he is. Hanging out and sleeping. He's being a good boy. I'll take him for a WALK. I don't want to say the word and wake him up. I'll take him for a WALK, though, here in a little bit. I know if I say the word, his ears are going to perk up and be like, really? Really? Are we going now? Man, this guy is not dying. Oh, he's evasive. That's why. I'm probably never actually making contact with him. Jeez. Red says, for the PoE neckbeards, what's Earth? Earth mode in League of Legends is a ridiculously fun game mode where all of the characters' abilities have been sped up, so essentially you don't have any cooldowns on anything. So League of Legends, of course, is a MOBA, and so the whole game is balanced around different characters, you know, abilities costing mana or having cooldowns. And so in Earth mode, you take out their cooldowns and you remove a lot of the mana costs for stuff. And so you just have characters like spamming abilities over and over and over again, and it gets really, really ridiculous, really, really silly. So characters who are balanced around having their abilities have really, really long cooldowns, all of a sudden they have no cooldowns and they become really, really strong. Even characters who might otherwise be considered garbage because they've got too long of cooldowns, etc. So it's just a really, really fun, silly game mode. It doesn't have a ranked ladder or anything like that. It's not competitive in that regard. It's just for fun. Those bone pillars can really do some damage if I'm not careful. I've lost a couple of hardcore characters to that in the past. There's the bone explosions. There's the bone slam. Yeah, he's slapping my minions, so that's good. Just keep slapping my minions, dude. Alright, that's the last level that I want to put into Molten Shell. It's level 10. What level are we now? 44? Andrew says, well, since it's my 22nd birthday, things are going pretty good. Hey, congratulations. Happy birthday, my man. Hopefully today is going to be an exceptional day for you. 22 says, the biggest thing to learn in PoE is crafting. Once you've learned that, you can make dumb amounts of currency. Yeah, crafting is a great way to make currency. Joakim says, the first time I opened up the game and saw the skill tree, I thought to myself, holy crap, am I supposed to fill all this out? You know what? I think I'm actually going to take the Spark one, because I think after this character dies, I think if I make another SSF character, I think I want to make a spellcaster. So I think we're going to take Hazardous Research. I think we'll make a Spark spellcaster the next time. I think that'll be my next character. 26 cold resistance. I could try to craft on that. It's got armor and evasion. I should probably keep it just because it's a 4-link. Throw it in our leveling tab. Skylar says, I'm building myself a new POB for SSF. Any recommendations for a fire-based attack skill other than Molten Strike? Tectonic Slam is a good one. Yeah, 22 has recommended that. I mean, I'm using Conk Path. Consecrated Path is a fire skill. It's also pretty good. It's got a lot of travel mobility built into it, so that's quite nice. Whoops. Let's get that ring back out. And let's drop that in our dump tab. There we go. Dump tab, dump tab. Oh, that's unique. Now if I die using the Belt of the Deceiver, I'll have another Belt of the Deceiver to use in the future. Alright, let's come over here. Yeah, we're going to be at 2k HP when we fight Kitava. So that's okay, right? I think that's okay. Andrew says, in Earth mode, you get 80% cooldown and you can just spam all your abilities. Basically silly and fun mode. Yeah, I think if I stream later on in the day, after we kill Kitava, I'll probably do some Earth mode just for fun. Which, of course, will be an instant turn-off to many of you. But hey, it's the holidays, right? I'm going to do what I always tell everybody to do, right? Play games and enjoy and have fun with your hobby time. So maybe I'll stream some Earth mode. I don't know how many of you guys would like to play Earth mode together. But if you want, that's something that we could do. I've got one account on League of Legends that's specifically basically set up for Earth mode, or rather for ARAM. It's got every single character unlocked. So that's a pretty fun account to play on. Is there anything else that I want to do here? Kitava's Torments, right? Laucon said, speaking of pricing and trading, how do you feel about experienced players taking advantage of newer players? A pretty popular streamer made a video the other day bragging about how he made hundreds of exalts in the first few days by buying popular uniques with good rolls and reselling for more. Yeah, I think trading, I don't think that's necessarily taking advantage of new players, right? Specifically that form of trading, right? Just because you're buying a unique that's got good rolls on it, and then selling it for a higher price, there's no way for you to know, hey, I'm taking advantage of a new player. Haha. Like, I think intent... We're getting a bit into specific morals here, so you may disagree with me on this. That's totally fine. I would say that intent actually plays a role in abusive scenarios or potentially abusive scenarios in a marketplace. So, for instance, if a 6-year-old kid comes to you and says, oh, that really crappy unique that you know is really crappy, that looks really cool. Can I trade you for that? And you say, sure, it's going to cost you 12 exalts, when you know the kid could just get it for an alchemy from somebody else. That's you taking advantage of the 6-year-old kid, not knowing any better, right? That's you genuinely having a motive to take advantage of the situation. There are other times, right, which this is most of the time in Path of Exile. Most of the time, you simply list something for a price, and nobody's going to buy it from you unless they see it for that price on the listing site, and they willingly acknowledge, yeah, I'm willing to pay that price. And most of the time, sites are listed with prices in a descending fashion. So in other words, if your trade listing comes up at all, at least on the official website, it's going to come up as a relatively cheap price in comparison with other similar roles, unless the user has gone in and changed any of the inputs, right? Unless the user has gone in and redefined the search to be, very specific roles, it's going to be pretty much come up as the cheapest role available. So in those scenarios, I don't think players are taking advantage of newer players specifically. Am I going to die here from his sweep? Nope. What about his slam? Nope, so far we're okay. What about his slam? Slam on the left. Slam. Whoa. Okay, we survived phase 1. So I think it's a difficult topic to say, hey, what about taking advantage of newer players? Like, if you know for a fact that you're taking advantage of newer players, that is a vastly different scenario than simply listing something for trade. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that distinction makes some sense. Okay, I need to portal. Get some more mana. Andrew says, in 3.11, I choose Spectre Summoner. First time ever I will play as a Summoner. I want to try and enjoy that just pick up loot and error 404 brain not found mode. You'll enjoy it. Well, hopefully you'll enjoy it. Hopefully. Joyful Wanderer says, as a less experienced player, I'm happy to have things actually move out of my stash and convert to currency. Yeah, there you go. All right, don't touch anything as you come back. You'll have your grace period. Let him finish whatever move he's doing. All right, there's his heart. Let's go wail on his heart for a little bit. We can use our mana flask. Which hopefully is recharging. It doesn't feel like it's recharging. Alright, here's Kitava again. Watch out for the explosion. Watch out for the slam. Another slam. Another slam. We tanked that. That was fine. Watch out for the big slam. Watch out for the degen. Degen is fine. Wail on the heart for a little bit. These guys, the champions of the feast, those are the guys that are the scariest. In my book. Those guys in their degen can sometimes one-shot you by, if you're not paying attention. You can get pretty close to it. Alright, one last phase. Watch for the explosion. Alright. And we did it. So what was that? One back to town? Act 5 was pretty quick, huh? What are our resistances now? 75, 76, 76 still. So we're still okay. We need to fix our fire resistance by the 1%, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we could still use an upgrade in our helm. Right? What else could we use an upgrade in? I feel like a couple of things. Hey, welcome, James. What's up, man? What have you missed? We've cleared Act 4, we cleared the first Ascendancy, and we just cleared Act 5. So I'm going to go ahead and update our overlay to say we are now in Act 6. Zed says, I depend on flippers buying my stuff. I don't have time to price check for a few C. Yeah, that's very, very fair to say. Andrew says, Iron, what do you prefer, dash or flame dash? On this character, I'm using dash. This character is using dash right now. Which eventually I'll want to support with second wind, but I'm not too worried about it right now. Which, most of the mobility on this character is built into consecrated paths, so which is quite nice. The fact that my resistances are already capped without having to upgrade gear, that's actually pretty cool. That's the first time in a while that I've played hardcore on a character, and I just haven't had to immediately upgrade items before jumping into Act 6. That's pretty neato. Again, like your second character on SSF, a lot different than your first character. Man, that first character was just utter crap. The best thing that character had was the tabula. That character never even then used. That character just died. This character already, better gear for leveling. Better gear already for endgame stuff. I think I farmed Delirium actually here in the Strand a couple of times on my previous character because I needed some upgrades. So I think I Delirium farmed for a bit. Alright, is the alcove up here? I think Herald of Ash is doing okay. I think Conch Path is doing okay. I think the real big test of this is just going to be scaling up weapons. Which is always the case, right? That's always the case for melee builds. Can your gear, can your weapons actually scale up for the content that you're doing? Jeff says weapons seem to always need to be upgraded. Yeah, for melee, I think that's just the case, right? You can always use just a little bit more damage. Like, there's never a time where more damage is going to be bad. Whereas there are some specific times where it's like, okay, can I actually upgrade this ring? Like, it's going to be really, really tough to actually upgrade all of the stats that are required on a ring or on an amulet or on a chest piece. Eventually, you will just get to a finalized item in those slots. But if you're using a weapon, it can be really, really tough to get to a best in slot position. That's a lot of life, but no move speed. Zed says melee is close to Soul of Steel Diamond Skin, so it's nice to league start. That's a good point. It's a good point. For defensive purposes, that's a great point. So our next level, we're going to have Bloodless, and then I got to make a determination about what I'm going to do next. Do I want to come up and grab Thick Skin? It's not that great of a wheel. What is that, 22% life in this wheel? I guess that's something. I could come grab Twin Terrors. That's accuracy. It's accuracy and crit. Come over and grab Brutal Blade, but that's with attacks with swords. Go up and grab Gemini. Yeah, maybe make my way all the way over to grab Gemini. How would I get there, though? I guess I could travel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Come up through Survivalist. It's another cold resistance. Maybe come through here with Herbalism. Here's some stuff for maces. Oh, increased area of effect if you stunned. That's interesting. And then just bigger AoE. Maybe we cluster down here, or do we cluster down here? I could go Iron Reflexes to turn all my evasion into armor. What's my evasion at? That actually wouldn't be that bad. It'd be another 520 armor. Be almost a 15 or a 50% increase to my armor. Mike says get a mana leech node and reserve more mana. Yeah, that's going to require me to come up here. That'd be 1, 2, 3. For mana leech. Andrew says, my friend a few days ago tried PoE with a build. ED Contagion Trickster with focuses on strong defenses with many layers. I gave him a tabula with all gems required level 1, and he's having a blast. Hey, that's good news. Anytime you have a buddy who joins the game and they're enjoying it, that's always good news. Ambidextry is good if you don't plan on getting a shield. I think did I get that one? Did I get ambidextry? Yeah, it's on this wheel, so it's 3 passives away if I want to get it. The next question then after this, after I specialize with some damage, is do I want to come down here and grab these evasion ratings for my cluster slot, or do I want to grab these? Look at this, there's a whole bunch of like Bonebreaker maces and stuff up here. Which I would want to travel along like the outside of this tree here so I could pick up, where is it? Juggernaut, and then grab Barbarism. This is going to be a really thin and stretched tree, is what I'm saying. Like if I go all the way up here to grab these nodes. So we'll see. We'll see. Unfortunately, like all of the elemental damage nodes are up near basically the Witch or the Templar. So that's probably another area that I'm just not going to pick up damage from. That's kind of why I'm like looking to rely on cluster jewels a lot. It's going to depend. It's going to depend on what cluster jewels I can craft for a consecrated path build. And it's not like I need to min-max my damage to do Shaper. Like, my last character didn't get out at, what, Tier 2 maps? So right now this character is like, hey, getting to yellow maps would be an improvement. Getting to Tier 3 maps would technically be an improvement, but let's be a little bit more ambitious than that. Zed says there's a neat onslaught node for axes on the left side. Where is that? 10% chance to gain onslaught for 4 seconds on kill. Whoops. Let's not die here. How did you lose your character? Well, right after I killed Kitava and my character was looking really solid, I was staring at my passive tree when I loaded into a new zone. That was a mistake. Oh, speaking of which, I don't have an Ignite Flask right now. I do not have an Ignite Flask. And these guys all ignite. I need to get an ignite flask. Removes burning. Yeah, I should go look for that. Monster, cold resistance. Let's go do this. What if I lose this character also to ignites? That would be kind of funny. I think that would make me paranoid about ignites in the future. I'll be like, all right, time for ignite removal flasks all the time. I was just thinking, why don't I have any frenzy charges? Oh, it's because I'm constantly forgetting to use blood rage. That's why. Yeah, I wonder if using rage support would really actually increase the speed on this. Because if there's no downside to using it, why not then, right? This is a neat little side area. I like this side area. It's really open. Which nodes would you recommend for a dual-wield cyclone? And would you use swords or axes? I would use swords. Use swords. There is a dual-wielding cyclone impale stacking champion. That's a build that we actually featured not that long ago on our weekly featured builds discussion list, James. You could just go look at that playlist. And you will see a recommended build for it. In fact, you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to be such a bro. I'm going to go pull it up. Just so that way you got the link. Alright, where is our playlist? It's under Build of the Week. And where is it? Was it our league starter guide? Is that where it was? Oh, I think that's where it was. Okay, let's look under our PoE Delirium list. It says something when I'm like, hey, it's really easy to find. You'll find it no problem. And then I can't even find it. Yeah, here it is. All right. Copy. There you go, James. Take a look at that video. I'll post it down below in the video description as well, so if anybody wants to reference it in the future, they can do so. Particularly look at which build is it. Is it build number 1? It is, yeah, it's build number 1. It's Dex 2644's Impaling Cyclone Duelist. He's got his POB and his forum guide up there. So that's what I would go take a look at. Oh, I forgot to grab Ignite Flask. Doggone it. Maybe I have enough alterations that I can just roll for it now. I really should have one, though. I thought I had one in my flasks. Maybe I don't. My flask tab? Let's go find out. I don't. Do I have a beast to be able to craft it? What a lovely day! Yes, it is. I agree with you. Alright, there we go. There's 8% increased life. Let's go travel to our menagerie. Requires a flask to have no existing suffix. It's already got its suffix, suffix. It's got a prefix. So could I actually put that on here? Let's try it. What if I die in the menagerie? Because I ran out of mana. Oh no! I did the of heat. That's not the one that I want. I want of dowsing. Isn't that what I want? Oh, I'm so stupid. Requires no suffix. Okay, I think I have another enduring flask though. I'm so stupid. I did the heat when that's the one that's for chilling. Okay, what? Didn't I have another enduring mana flask in here? I do, but they both have suffixes. Will it replace the suffix? Let's see if it lets me do that. Probably not, right? Yeah, it has no space. I could use an annulment orb on it. It's the biggest mana flask we've got. Not very big. You know what? I betcha Line Eye's Watch has got the flask that I'm looking for. Did I just go to Act 1? Yes, Nessa. Okay. I'm like, what? 120 mana? No, that can't be the highest total that's available now. There we go. 480 is what we're looking at. So that's suffix. Suffix. Okay, so let's grab this. And then let's go back to our menagerie. Why did I just click Aspirant's Plaza? I'm too used to doing trials. I'm too used to farming the lab. Alright, here we go. Menagerie. Okay, can I add... I can. Whoa! Whoa! Can I portal out? Did you guys see that? I have no life flask right now. It's got a spirit in there. I'm done. I'm out of there. That was insane. We are not doing that craft right now. Holy moly. What was that? Mr. Frodo. Maybe I can get burning on one of these things. Yeah, I don't need the added elemental resistances. Maybe I get lucky. Nope. Nope. Holy guacamole. Did you guys see that? If I go back in here, am I going to get wrecked? Are the monsters still there? Did I fail it? I think I failed it. It's level 69! Oh my gosh! No, don't do that! Yeah, do the level 23 thing! Do the level 22 thing! Oh my goodness! How did you rip a character? Well, thought I was adding some ignite protection to my build. And then I fought a level 69 monster. Oh my goodness. Okay, removes ignite. So now we've got freeze, bleed, movement, ignite. Is there anything else that I'm going to need? I don't know. Wow. Okay. Wow. That was a juicy one, Exile. All right. That's what we're going to call it for right now. I'm going to go eat some lunch. because clearly my brain is dying. This is our character at the moment. We are level 45 on our character synthesis. Please come back. We've got some decent items. We could use some weapon upgrades. The tabula is the star of the show, along with the belt of the deceiver. This glove, we did hit this glove today on stream, which was pretty nice. Triple resistances plus armor on the glove. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hopefully you will stay tuned for the next time when we go live. It may be later on today that I'll play some Earth mode. Maybe I'll play that off stream. Maybe I'll play it on stream. Anyway, whatever it is that your plans are on this day, I hope that the next time you play some Path of Exile is indeed the time when a Mirror of Calandra drops for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.